Oh, right. The thumbnail. Hold on. Wait, I can do better. I can do better. Hold
Okay.
on.
Sorry, I won't use that one.
Oh, that's very good. Blue steel.
I think we should forgo the rest of us and just do the thumbnail job.
In fact, it's just going to be a zoomed in
Yeah.
of that.
Can she Photoshop his face onto our
Onto all
faces?
of our faces? Yeah.
Except it's the one session I have to wear glasses. The one session, and you're going to use that?
Yeah, forever.
It's your fault for giving
What's
such
wrong
good
with wearing
face.
glasses?
I have an eye appointment tomorrow, and they were like, don't wear contacts.
But she means why you dissing glasses wearing? Because she
I'm not
wearing
dissing
glasses.
Sounded like you were doing glasses.
I wear contacts 1 day a week. Do you know what that day is? It's Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
Hey,
Coincidentally,
that's today.
when we play full party.
Coincidentally, the only time of week I see you.
And you only see him because you're
We've worked
wearing
together.
glasses.
We've worked together and I've worn glasses before, as I recall. As I was helping you, not hurt yourself on stage.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah. We had lives before full party.
But do we now? Here we are.
I've decided to tell you another one of the titles of one of the achievements that we have. The secret achievements that are ready for all of you. Just so that you know, it makes some sense that not all of these achievements are named in ways that it's easy to determine what they mean.
Okay.
But there is an achievement called Sweet Release. But it's not what you think.
Are you sure?
No.
Okay.
Does it involve sugar?
No.
So,
Is it all of us getting a
You
sugar
could
high from the
test
snacks that Amir brings?
No.
hey,
Is
Amir,
it death?
what are you doing? What do you mean?
Yeah, what's going on over there?
Oh, nothing. I was just drawing my best friend. I mean, Pellio's best friend. Never mind.
Pellio's best friend.
You're not going to
Amir.
share. You're not going to share with the rest of the class here.
Pellio made a friend last week.
He's gonna say me. I'm so ready.
Other than 5 paths ascending.
Other than
The talent, the jade. Not River Jade. Although he appreciates River Jade for a number
Having
of
talent.
reasons. For having much talent.
Oh!
Hey!
He of two talents over here.
What's fine indeed. Is it what's fine?
It is. Oh, it is.
Oh, indeed. But no, he and Billy, which we discovered is actually short for billions, have formed a deep relationship that I hope to have him explore over the course of the next few weeks, if not more.
I ship it.
So let's see it.
Billio.
This is Pellio's fan art of Billy, the slab of jade talent.
Looks like an ice cream sandwich, kind of in a fun way. You could add the
Oh, yeah, true.
yeah.
He tried to eat it. He tried to take a bite out of it.
And how'd that work out
Didn't
for him?
work out very well.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, don't
Can we
worry,
add
I studied
this to
some
the fan art
dentistry in
reel?
the monastery.
Can I
Please.
point something out? I
No.
want to point something out. I have Real Brick Walls
It's beautiful, apparently.
live document open, and he's already put in here that there's a hidden achievement called Sweet Release. Like, that's already in the document.
Yes.
The document which you can access if you go on Beanduck's Discord server. The link is below, and it's pinned in there. And I'm sure somebody will paste it into chat, but it's got fucking everything. Like, it's kind of ridiculous how much is in there. Such as every time that we ask what you guys learned at the end of a session, it's in there.
Wow.
Oh no.
Every decision
It is
point
my
and
favorite
the
thing to
nominations
read.
for the decision points, they're in there. I fully expect that at some point, if I injure myself on stream,
It'll be in there.
it'll be in there.
It might even know about it before it happens. What if he starts knowing things before they happen?
Well, maybe the
God,
sweet
the
release
docs
was
game
already there before you
Real
said
Brick
it.
Wall is a sidereal, apparently.
Everything
Confirm,
makes
deny?
more sense now.
It's really fun to
And he
read the
tells you.
document right after the stream
Yeah.
because Real Brick Wall just kind of types into it sort of like stream of consciousness, just like as things are going, it's very, very fast. And then over the coming days, he cleans it up.
Yeah.
But if you read it right away, it's his sudden reactions to things that are quite delightful.
I say this with the greatest of respect and admiration, but the name Real Brick Wall doesn't not sound kind of exalted. You know, it sounds like it's a plausible exalted name, like
As sturdy as.
exactly.
As solid as.
Yeah.
As down to earth as.
Indeed. As robust,
We can do
uncompromising.
this all day. Real
This
brick
is the
wall.
stream for the next 3 hours.
Yeah.
No breaks.
Get into it. Oh, I still have to paste my. I got a 5 paths fortune in a fortune cookie, and I still haven't pasted it into the journal yet.
Oh no.
Well, it's going to become a scrapbook, isn't it? Oh my God.
My travels through.
It's going to be like the Grail diary from Last Crusade.
Yes.
Here's a crushed flower from my journeys.
You know what I know about that journal, though?
What do you know
That
about
journal
it?
has a lot of really useful information, and we like to start by hearing from the journal of 5 Paths Ascending.
So from last session, from the Journal of 5 Paths. Nyx manages to get her brother Minute out of camp as the others continue the charade. Jiverade is just glad that she's charming. Mala walks them right out of camp as they plan their next move. 5 Paths, River Jade, and Pellio are in charge of getting the hundreds of Kalanites out of camp. Nyx will set the fires. Pellio as Borthwick, it was Borthwick, Q-U-E.
But you
Pellio,
pronounced it correctly.
thank you. Pellio as Borthwick the cook is throwing literal lard on fires. River Jade demolishes another cook's knife and tries to find supplies for all of these people. 5 Paths rallies the townspeople with Petreus, the hero. Nyx waits for loot. It's chaos. As Borthwick puts on a show for the Dragon-Bloodied, he accidentally unearths a spy. Azure, who wants the downfall of Sinus as well, and agrees to meet Pellio on the road. 5 Paths has a vision of still light who encourages him to be bold. So he naturally creates a web of air and essence to bubble off the townsfolk and keep them safe. Nyx intimidates a terrestrial guard as only she can and takes 4 pieces of sweet, sweet loot. A scroll, a vial of some sort of liquid, jars of fire dust, and a talent of jade. Billy, or short for billions, I believe it was christened. But cool guys don't look at explosions. It appears now that our party has gone from rags to riches. Which I think is what you said.
Except, how does 5 Paths know the expression "cool guys don't look at explosions"? Also, how does 5 Paths know what's cool?
Well, you know, I've read a lot.
From books.
How else does anybody learn what's cool?
Yeah, exactly. You can learn all sorts of things in these.
What is your presence?
2, 1, 0.
Oh my God, he has no presence.
Whoa, sorry. Literally 0.
See, the thing is, your sheet's in front of me. You can't.
I can't lie. I just assumed. That was a terrible assumption.
Lore specialty. What's cool?
I get free lore specialties at the end of stories, so don't speckled bird. It's very possible that it's going to make its way onto my sheet.
What?
Yeah, man, it's a
That's
charm.
wild.
Hey, did you guys spend any experience? Did you buy anything that you want to let everybody know about?
Certainly didn't buy anything.
Oh,
And if you did buy something,
It wouldn't be anything.
okay.
I hoard and then spend in a
Much like a
retail
dragon.
therapy.
Like a dragon, like Smaug himself.
Go on a shopping
Amir, I like
spree.
to think that you're like just this tantric guy. You know, like, well, we can just wait 8 hours and.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Wow, that was
And exactly how Pellio would describe it himself. Would you?
that was so not what I needed to see tonight.
I'm glad we had that chat just now. That,
We'll show ourselves.
yeah.
Jess?
So I bought athletics 4, and the most exciting thing, socialize 2.
Wow.
So I'm now Guile 2.
There you go.
Wow.
No longer Guile 1, guys.
We now have an average guile
The
of
end,
2 on the
truly
side
the
of the
end
table.
of days. Oh no.
It will be
not great.
slightly less easy.
So, River Jade, how do you feel about Pellio?
She's inscrutable.
Fine.
Yeah,
Nice.
essentially.
What does she mean?
It could be anything.
Scott.
I did not purchase a thing.
So, the men at the table buy nothing. The women at the table alternately buy nothing or buy athletics and socials.
Great purchases, BGW.
Great.
A girl has no XP.
A girl needs no XP.
I'm gonna come for
Maybe
you.
it's Maybelline.
I just combined it like 3 references.
I also got very confused.
I don't know commercials. I just hear these things. What is
know.
Maybelline? Makeup? Yeah.
Yeah. It is.
I know. I do know that.
Now-
I'm not totally a moron.
There have been things that people have called
Don't need to call myself that.
a I tend to start games by you know the name of it. You might as well just throw it out there. I'm comfortable saying it.
We tend to start with a
Jonologue.
way of bringing the table into the world of the game through a dramatic monologue, as told by John, hence the Jonologue.
So there's something that got posted in our Discord channel. So I wanted to throw it out there, and then I'm just pointing out that this Jonologue is going to start with words that are not mine. The words of Chase the Night Cleaner in the table chatter section of the Discord channel for Beanduck. So. I've been thinking about Exalted story arcs lately as I listen and experience more games. I've noticed that a lot of them follow the same narrative pattern, not a bad thing, just an observation, and I was wondering if others could share their experiences. Here's a roadmap of the last game I played in terms of big events. Pre-game, escape from danger / dragon-blooded, sometimes minor power gain through merits and backstory. Game start, team meet up or start together, start working towards gathering power and questing to pursue a specific character's personal goals. Dramatic incident resulting in anima flare-up, sometimes leading to players knowing a wild hunt may result, sometimes players proceeding without any thought that this could be an issue. Wild hunt strikes, usually better organized and more powerful than players, and it's a fight to escape. Strange adventure to another land to recover and gain more power before returning to point of origin and deal with camping hunt if they don't pursue immediately. Beat hunt, encounter new big bad, mix and repeat until you reach save the world status. What's your Exalted roadmap look like? I know this roadmap. I've seen it before. I've played it before. But I have 4 players in front of me who aren't terribly interested in maps. They're interested in other things. For some, it's power. For others, it's personal. For some, it's a mixture of both. But the interesting thing to me is that it was last session that I first saw the 4 of you work together as towards one common goal. Each for your own reasons, but still towards one goal. And that's kind of the thing with Exalted, that it could be categorized as a game of goals and possible goals, and then ones who are meant to reach the impossible. But I like the way that you guys are going about it, your own way. Ways that sometimes draw yourselves into conflict with each other. Ways that sometimes draw yourself beyond conflict. I've been tracking your intimacies. I've been seeing that some of them have been changing. Some of them haven't even come into play yet. But this is a game based on goals for all 4 of you. I want you to remember that. I want you to remember that each of you right now have different goals and different reasons for them. But you can accomplish amazing things if only you can get those goals to match. And maybe that's the hardest challenge of all for all of you. But you have to play your characters the way they are. Your actors. To do so otherwise would be difficult at best.
I thought you were going to say anathema.
Oh, bye, John.
What do we do?
The music was just ending. I was like,
Storyteller!
Let's get do it.
that was wonderful, John. I wasn't trying to. I
No.
wasn't giving you notes on your.
Those will come by email later.
Yeah, I'll shut up now. Sorry.
Finally, the battle is over. When you're in the middle of a battle, it always feels like it goes on forever. Because forever is indeed exactly where it could be, right? If you die, that's it. That's eternity for you. Perhaps not your essence. But battles end. And this battle was largely a bloodless one. At the same time, you now have several hundred people from Port Calen who have a long journey ahead of them back home. You've been rejoined by a wolf. You've no longer have Mala with you, as she was directing the soldiers of House Sinus away from your position and accompanied them. But it's getting late. It was already nightfall when you started. It's up to you how you wish to proceed. Literally, it's your turn to figure out how to proceed. It's on you now.
I see.
I just need to clarify something. My understanding was that Mala was our prisoner, and that I sanctified an oath with her. Am I?
We freed her.
We freed her.
Yeah, from that prisoning.
Right.
Prisoning.
Okay.
Yeah, the prisoning.
Thank
It's now
you.
that.
I know things. I don't
Okay.
understand language. Yeah.
I don't remember when. I think it was just before we left.
Yeah,
Port
yeah,
Calen.
yeah.
Yes, it was.
So she's been released from.
It was in Port Calen.
So she might just go away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just go away.
Well, I would like to make sure that there are people who know the way back to the city in front, leading everybody. I myself would like to position myself at the back on my horse so that I can check to see if we're being followed, so I can try my best to like cover obvious tracks of just how big a group we are, even though that's impossible.
But do your best.
I do my best, and I'm
impossible.
also keeping an eye on Pellio
Exalted.
because I don't trust him.
I have. I'm ignoring that. I've unwrapped Billy from the scarf. I've placed the scarf around my head, as you might have detected. And Billy is pressed up against my naked chest.
Why is your chest naked?
It's not naked. I've placed Billy under
Oh,
my jerkin.
Took it all off.
And I'm sort of in I'm kind of like on my horse, and Billy's like just rubbing up against my naked torso. So that's kind of where I'm at right now.
It's a very interesting way of putting Billy's just under my shirt as I'm riding my horse.
Essentially, sorry, I could have.
No, it's more sensual this way. It's good. Yeah, no, I understand it now.
It really
I
paints a picture.
Grinding up on that talent.
All right, all right.
Thank you. That's
You're welcome.
Oh boy.
Now I've just got Billy Jade is not your talent.
Perfect. I'm gonna write that down. It's gold.
Where's Minute?
Gold, Jerry?
Because Minute is traveling in a cart because he's not strong enough to walk, I think I would like to make sure that the cart is close to where I am.
Am I driving the cart?
I think there are a couple of carts. Are there two?
Well, there's several carts. You released several carts with provisions.
That's true.
So you don't necessarily have to be in Minute's cart. We could have put him in another one, but whatever you prefer.
And I'm walking amongst the townsfolk, trying to get a sense of, I'd like to try to get a sense of how they're feeling, other than probably a bit shocked as to what the hell is going on. But
All right. What I would really prefer is for you first to roll your perception bureaucracy.
I was going to take some, but I didn't.
Can I roll that too?
Maybe when you find out why I'm asking him to roll.
2 successes.
You're gonna need to have some help. These people were never trained for war in the same way that the soldiers were, and so they don't have logistics built into them. So one of the things that you've noticed as you've been going around all these people is that some of them are worried that there just isn't enough food to go around, and some are worried that, but they're closer to the food carts, so they'll get food first, and so people are starting to lag so that they can ride or walk closer to the food carts because that will be easier on them, except it's creating a hassle and it's slowing everybody down. In terms of how people are feeling, though, there's this bewildering sense of what just happened. They're not even certain who liberated them yet. It's also, 4 in the morning. The sun hasn't even really started cresting over the horizon yet, and many of them are exhausted, which is also slowing you down.
We'll have to rest at some point. But I'm going to also sort of double back and try to catch River Jade's eye. No offense. Caught. River Jade, do you know anything about how we might be able to organize these people better? You seem like someone who might have a sense of how best to talk to people.
You mean more so in food? What do you mean organize?
Yes, we need to make sure that everyone understands that there's a plan and a structure so that they don't panic as we return to Port Callan.
If only you had a zenith.
Maybe I've been a zenith this whole time. Oh, who knows?
Where are you?
That'd be great.
That'd be great.
Oh,
Dead,
shit.
because you left her behind.
Well, rip.
Oh.
Squarely on Nyx. You're welcome.
No regrets. Well, I think it might be time to stop in a little while. Anyways, let people catch their breath,
Right.
relax, rest,
Right.
and then maybe we can form a line
All
to
right.
get food.
That seems like a good idea.
I can hand out rations.
Whatever we have. I think Mala was taking the others away, so I don't think we're in danger at all, but we'll keep an eye out just to be sure. All right, that sounds like a good idea. Perhaps, well, I know who to ask. Excuse me just for a moment. Pellio?
Yes?
What's that?
Nothing.
Ride 0, remember, guys.
Ow.
I'm in pain and I love it. It hurts so good. Sorry, what is it? Yeah.
Well, we're going...
I mean, of course it hurts so good.
Oh, boy.
Well, why wouldn't it hurt so good?
We were just saying, I think it might be time to stop and rest briefly, give everyone a moment to catch their breath.
Great.
Perhaps you could speak to the crowd, tell them that that's the plan, and to stay calm as we organize food and water.
Yes.
Everyone remain
Question for you.
Yes?
The food that we had for us, are we giving it to them?
Well, we had rations for 4,
Yes.
and there's about 600.
Exactly.
So no.
So that's just for us. Can we agree that we're keeping our food for us?
We have other stores.
Yeah.
Heroes, folks.
We have some other stores, yes. I wouldn't be concerned.
Right. I'd be happy to speak to them. You know, obviously, What would you have me say exactly? Are we supposed to try to organize them into some kind of group? Because, I mean, these are people who have undergone considerable hardship, but they're nevertheless the working, able-bodied people of Port Calin, by and large. So I think we can rely on them to do some of the work themselves.
Of course. I simply mean that we need someone to be a leader, and that's not me.
Why
But I
isn't
think
it
it's
you?
going to be you.
I think you underestimate yourself, my boy.
Oh no, it's just the strength of my voice. It doesn't carry.
Oh, all right, of course. And I would agree with that. There are some exercises I can perform on you to really unlock your diaphragm.
On me?
Yes, yes. You know, just breathing exercises to start to learn how to project your voice from
Ooh, more acting lessons
Yeah.
from Pellio.
I would like that very much.
something to discuss after I've addressed the crowd, perhaps. Good people of Port Calin.
Wow. What a voice.
That is quite something.
Charisma presence. You can get 2 extra dice for that.
Thank you.
And
Well, the wolf, by the way, has been quiet while there's a lot of people around.
Is she still near me?
She's so close, like in the tree line, like you can see her.
Okay.
4, 5, 6, 6.
Okay, well, that's enough to get most people in earshot to stop, turn, and pay attention to you. Their faces are drawn, and yet there's still like a little bit of jubilation in their step, like, yay, we're not gonna die.
Yes!
It's a good place to be.
Before I adjust the crowd, I whisper into Five Path's ear. Remind me the name of that folk hero you were talking about from Port Calin.
Atreus.
Thank you. Noble, brave people of Port Calin, long have you suffered under the yoke of House Sinus, and you have liberated yourselves through your own courage.
Who are you?
Pellio. Oh, they weren't there. It's true. They don't know who Pellio is. That's fair.
No idea.
Sorry.
I am but a humble player from the theatre, an actor of some renown in Nexus.
Who is he? I don't know. Shut up.
My
He's
name is
gorgeous.
Pellio. Pellio the Second. People of Port Calin, I have been moved to tears by your determination and strength. Truly, on this day you have embodied the legendary example of your folk hero, Patreus. Have I pronounced that right? Thank you.
Even better.
We see you tired and hungry, but you must dig deep into yourselves and find the courage to press on back to your homes, where your families are awaiting you. I must ask you, please organize yourselves into the following groups. We need a group of people, able-bodied and strong, to assist with provisions of our small nomadic community. People who are able to go into the forests and forage for berries and other sweet treats that we may share with the group.
I'm going to ask you at this point to roll your intelligence bureaucracy. I'll give you 2 extra dice for the stunt, but your difficulty is going to be 4.
I love it for what it's worth. This is like, I would be so
Willpower
inspired.
spent.
Yeah. I would
As
be
a reminder to people who haven't actually seen the table that we have in front of us, each player has a cup of personal motes, peripheral motes, and willpower.
willpower.
Excellent. It's good.
Successes?
5.
Oh, that's enough.
Nice job, Pellio.
So as Pellio starts guiding people into surprisingly efficient means of distributing food before they bed down for the night, Minute stirs in the cart, and you see him trying to pull himself up, at least so that he can raise his head above the edges so that he can look at you.
We've stopped by this point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get off my horse and go over to him.
Where are we going?
We're resting for now. We're taking you back to Port Callan.
Okay. Are you staying?
Oh God, no.
I'm staying with you on the journey, yeah.
When we get back.
No, I'm not staying.
Why?
I can't be there anymore. It's better for all of you if I leave anyway.
Uncle will understand. We've. You could even take his place. You could be the new boss.
No, that's not what I need to do. I can't stay in a city. I can't stay in that city. It needs to survive, it needs to thrive so that I can leave it behind.
But what about them? And he starts pointing at the other people at the table.
They're
I
coming.
mean, they're not at the table, but
They're coming with me. Maybe we'll travel together for a while, maybe only a few weeks, but
so they're more important than I am.
no, our goals are the same. You belong in Port Kalin. Our goals are
Right,
the
right,
same.
right. Okay, okay. I see.
Got it.
I see.
Got it. Right.
You belong back there, Minute.
Guess I'm glad that at least you decided to come and get me.
You got captured, of course I was going to come get you.
Maybe not the next time, though. You won't even be here.
There won't be a next time. As soon as you get your strength back on this journey, I'm going to start training you.
I haven't slept in so long.
You'll sleep now. You'll need it.
Okay. I don't need your training.
Yes, you do.
I don't have to be saved.
Then prove to me you can save yourself.
And he just sort of sinks back down onto the cart. Like he was. It's possible he won't even remember this conversation. He's pretty messed up.
I'm counting on it.
That's how I want all my relationships.
Oh, no.
Familial, romantic.
Oh man.
So after he falls asleep, I'm just going to kind of putter away. You can tell she's in a bad mood because she's puttering.
Oh boy.
Oh God, not scuttling.
I'll point out that if you guys don't sleep, eventually you'll start also potentially taking on penalties.
I have boundless endurance.
Well, see, maybe not you. Not everybody's as cool as River Jade.
I would know that because of my specialty.
We're so cool on this side.
I know. It's the
It's
best
so
side.
cool. We look at
Best side of the table.
explosions.
Wow.
So pretty. Also run.
I do think we should probably organize sort of a
A sleep
Shift.
rotation?
sleep
Yeah.
rotation.
Yeah.
Divvy up the evening into,
Okay.
4-hour blocks. Take it in pairs or whatever.
I mean, you're surrounded by 600 people who have a vested interest in keeping watch, some of whom were asleep when they arrived.
Oh, that's true.
Well,
Join these guys.
it's been a successful expedition, I think. We are on the road to restoring the people of Port Kalin to where they belong. Before I go to sleep, I would urge you all to consider that we have not been restored to where we belong.
What do you mean?
I don't belong here. I don't belong out here. This is not my place. My place is the city of Nexus. And my intention, when I wake up tomorrow, is to go there. Good night.
And when you go off to bed,
Damn.
is there any bedfellows that you keep close to you?
I mean, I still have Billy pressed up against my
It's
chest.
the only bedfellow he needs.
Precisely.
That's really what I was going.
Billy, I'm spooning Billy. I'm huddled kind of awkwardly under a tree.
After he falls asleep, can I tie his shoelaces together?
Yes.
Can I roll for that? Do I got the chance?
Only if I can roll
very
stealth.
well. All right, here's what's going to happen. You can roll me your dexterity stealth,
Excellent.
and you can roll me your perception awareness. Although being asleep, your difficulty is going to be 3, and your difficulty is going to be 1. So he's got 2. Essentially, she's got 2 bonus successes on you, and whoever gets the most.
After you.
Rolling to tie shoelaces.
Heroes.
So that's
I mean, if we're going to, have our, some player versus player action in here, then we might as well roll it out.
Well, no one's shanked anybody else yet, so there's that.
oh, Brutski. Almost a botch.
Triple botch.
Almost.
But you it's just a straight fail?
It's a straight fail.
Okay, and how many successes did you
4.
get? So you come up and you just,
It's really elaborate though. Like,
sure, you don't need to roll for your knots.
excellent.
Are you then going to bed?
Yeah,
5
not
pence?
far away.
Well, I mean, I want to talk to River Jade about this that apparently we can't talk to him about, so,
You could. You could wake him up and tell him if you really wanted
No,
to.
I'm not rude like
No, I'm
that.
not going to piss off Nick. She'll tie my shoelaces together.
And by shoelaces, I mean intestines.
Oh yeah, didn't I say that?
Oh, didn't I? Yeah.
Oh God.
To your shoes.
Yeah.
No, I think, yeah, I'll be heading off to sleep very shortly, but I just wanted to, again, check in with River Jade. What do you think of Pellio's plan? I've never been to Nexus myself. I know what to expect, but I've never been.
Well, it sounds like wasn't that the original plan?
Yes, we were headed in that direction, it's true. But why? I don't understand. I thought he would want to get away from that place.
Yeah.
The pain, the memories of everything that happened to him there. I'm just surprised.
Maybe it's like his way of kind of like reclaiming it.
Well, he can ride back in sort of triumphant now, in a manner of speaking.
Yeah.
What are we to do in Nexus?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know what the next step is for us anyways.
Is there something you want to do?
Just help, I guess. There's people to help everywhere, so
That's true.
might as well go to Nexus.
That task will never be done.
No.
I think we can help Pellio undo the intentions of House Sinus, and we've already aided Nyx with the people of Port Callan, but if there is ever something that you decide is important in this world, you should tell us. I will listen, and I'm sure they will too.
Thanks, Five Paths.
Nope. He does not give you this finger gun, that's for sure.
5 Pats just like the double finger guns.
5 Pats does this, he goes, 5 Pats. No, he doesn't.
And then she catches it.
High five.
Are you headed off to sleep?
Yes. I am going to bed.
Why'd you say
River
it like
Jade,
that?
what are
I'm
you
staying up.
You're staying up? What are
Yeah.
you doing?
I'm just sort of. I would like to just like walk around, make sure people are okay, for the most part. Maybe check in, see where Wolf has gone to.
So you can tell that the wolf is sitting just on the outside of the trees, trying not to startle any of the people that are around, but is still very much keeping pace with you. Not with the group, not with any of the people who are already asleep, but you. And she's watching.
I'd like to just be like, hey.
She sits back and as if she's waiting for you.
And walk over.
Hi.
Still not gonna kill us?
I was thinking if I should.
Okay, and?
I don't think it would be a good idea right now.
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
You said that you were going to go to Nexus because you wanted to help people?
Yeah.
Why?
The Unconquered Sun gave me a lot of power. I don't really know what else to do with it.
Is that really why you have power? Is it to use it like this?
I think so.
Why didn't you kill anyone?
Why would I kill someone?
You could have killed half their army.
But why would I do it, though?
Because they were wrong?
Doesn't mean they deserve to die. People are wrong. It's all... It's funny. There's someone that we met before you who kind of said that, you know, good and evil is a bit subjective.
I've killed rabbits before. To eat them.
That makes sense.
Would you kill me if you had to?
No.
Why?
I don't really want to kill anyone.
Would you, though? What if I was going to hurt your friend?
I would try and stop you.
Is it something about ending a life?
Yeah, I don't really think I have the right to do that.
But you've been given so much power.
But with power comes great responsibility.
No one ever said that.
I'm saying it right now. So
Uncle Ben got it.
one person said it.
Think about how many people have power. Do you think that they all have responsibility just because they have that power?
Yeah, I don't think they all use it or abide by that.
But what happens if your responsibilities are different than someone else's?
I mean, it's bound to happen because we're all different. We all think differently. We all have different things we want.
Have you ever killed before?
Like you, I've killed to eat.
But never another person.
I haven't, right? What have I done? I don't think I killed them. Did I? No.
What about the people who you killed in association? You certainly put some hurt in the dirt.
Yeah, that's true.
Lady Rain probably would be standing if it wasn't for you.
I don't really remember what I did to Lady Rain.
You hit her with a hammer.
Like really hard.
Oh yeah.
And Pellio.
Well, I more did that to Blondie.
Guile's still 2 though, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any intimacies towards the wolf?
Yeah. Curiosity. It's a minor.
A curiosity intimacy towards the wolf. Okay. Why aren't you asleep?
I can't really sleep right now.
Why not?
I think I'm just thinking about so much, you know? Why aren't you sleeping right now?
I'm trying to decide if I should kill you.
Okay. We're still leaning more towards the no.
If you don't sleep now, you're going to feel it in the morning.
I know. I'll try at some point.
Do you think the Unconquered Sun would give you power over life and death if he intended for you not to use it?
I don't know.
You're strange.
So are you.
That's fair. When you do decide to sleep, let me know.
Are you going to kill me then?
No,
Oh.
I need a place to sleep too. And I don't like sleeping alone.
Okay.
But I'll keep following you.
All right.
Try not to do anything to interfere with the experiment.
I won't. You try not to do anything to interfere with the experiment.
That's very good scientific advice.
I heard it from someone very interesting. It was you. I heard it from you just now.
Oh, but her tail is twitching.
Well, I'm gonna keep walking around.
I'm gonna stay here because I think that if they see me, they might decide that I am food.
Okay.
I'm not food.
Nope, you're not food.
I could destroy them.
Yep, I don't doubt you.
I feel like you understand me a little.
Do you understand me? A little? Like a tiny bit?
I feel like I've understood you for a very long time. Is there anything else that any of you may need to take care of while you're asleep?
Just replenishing.
Your motes will replenish. You'll also regain 1 willpower. With the exception of River Jade, her motes will replenish, but she won't regain willpower if she doesn't sleep.
River Jade.
Bad River Jade.
Or whatever.
She can't.
Sorry?
She's too riled up.
Well, you do have...
All the motes?
Yeah, all of your motes. It's... You get 5 an hour, and you're basically going to be resting for a while, so...
Okay.
You're fine. Also, you're... I think you're going to be okay. But you do have boundless... is it boundless energy? Is that what it's called?
Boundless endurance.
Endurance. Okay, so yeah, you're not going to suffer any wound penalties for staying up, but you don't regain willpower unless you get that good night's sleep. So suffer. For the rest of you,
It reduces the difficulty of all rolls to resist fatigue or remain awake by 2.
yep. But
Nice.
I'm just going to roll for your first night. You just don't have to worry about it.
Excellent. Thanks, John.
As the group starts moving again, I'm going to ask for all of you to roll your wit survival.
Oh, that's a decent roll. What's the difficulty?
Just 1.
Does this have anything to do with tracking, or is this about
No.
foraging?
This is about foraging.
2.
2, 1,
2.
2.
3.
Okay. You can easily find enough food for yourself and to help those who are, somewhat less inclined to forage for themselves. But it becomes clear that, especially with your help, and there are enough people who are traveling with you after Pellio's rousing performance last night, that people are starting to develop a system of here's how we're going to find food, here's how we're going to find water, here's how we're going to make sure that everything's going to be okay. Travel will be slow, but at least it will be steady to head back to Port Kalen. Do any of you have anything that you need to...
How did Pellio wake up this morning?
Well, I it was a bit of a fitful sleep.
So Pellio, when you wake up,
Yeah.
there's... you're close by.
I'm close by. Ideally, I would wake up before him and untie the shoelaces, but if that doesn't happen,
Just roll
that's
me,
okay.
Each of you roll me a die. Just one. Whoever rolls higher is going to wake up first.
We're rolled a 1.
I rolled a 10.
Pellio, when you wake up, there's
Yeah, it flipped.
a grizzled-looking guy with, a definite 5 o'clock shadow happening, standing over you with his arms crossed. It's Azure.
I just, oh, yeah. Do you want to talk now? It's a bit early. Fine.
You know what I
Billy,
don't
I'll be back in a
understand?
Billy, just bear with me. I'll be back in a second, okay, love?
I don't understand why you talk and kiss money.
It's not money. His name is Billy. He's my pumpkin.
Do you find it comfortable to carry around that much weight?
It's a bit of a burden, but what Billy offers me emotionally makes up for the physical burden. Thank you very much.
The money doesn't belong to you.
What?
The money does not belong to you.
First of all, please don't refer to it as the money. I find that offensive.
Very well. That talent of Jade does not belong to you.
This entity that has come into my life, I have carried and nurtured on the road. I don't see how it's stuck up against my body. Is that why you woke me up at, 7 in the morning to talk to me about whether or not this belongs to me? Surely we have more important things to discuss, Azure.
Sure. Here, you know what? You just woke up. I'm sure that you have certain needs that you must take care of before we have a conversation.
You mean pee?
Sure.
Right.
Why don't I let you do that?
Right, so I try to stand up. I'm feeling
I want you to roll
me.
me.
Oh boy.
I want you to roll me your wits, awareness.
Whether he can pee.
Or whether he trips and pees all over himself.
Your wits awareness at a difficulty of 5.
If you botch, you trip and pee all
There
over
we go.
yourself. Here we go.
Pee all over Billy.
That'd be terrible.
1, 2.
It's a rock. It does not care.
You get up.
For now.
You take a step. You face plant into a tree root. And the jade that you're holding
Oh no.
No.
This does seem to be a very serious.
survives, but it hurts because it slams into your body as you fall. You now have ridges that are shaped very much like the talent of Jade into your chest.
Oh, good, you're up.
Billy's marked me for life. He's marked me right over my heart.
Going somewhere?
Nix,
Yes, Pellio.
Who's this?
Oh. Oh, hey.
Azure,
Answer.
meet my friend, Nix.
Does Nix make
I
that
can only
face?
assume that you are responsible for this predicament I find myself in.
You know, the woods can be treacherous, so I just thought, keep you close.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to pick Billy and I both up right now.
Sure, pass me,
I'll
Billy.
No, that's fine. Billy is currently indented into my skin, so I'll be keeping him close. And I reach out my hand and expectantly waiting for you to lift me up.
First, give.
First, give me the laugh. Big fan.
I'm gonna like reach out my hand, not really help much, but it's just kind of like a limp hand.
Ooh, you're giving him the limp wrist?
Giving him the limp wrist.
Oh,
Like the handshake from hell.
It's the worst.
oh,
It's too early in the morning for this.
And
it's too early.
I
anytime
snatch
for
at
that.
the limp wrist. And using my own body weight and Billy's body weight, I tug Nix to the ground.
Ooh, this is fun.
I'll just have both of you roll dex brawl.
It's the best PvP I've ever seen.
All this for fucking money.
After you. Oh boy.
That's 5 successes.
Yeah.
Come on, botch.
Not my night tonight, guys.
The first couple rolls were great.
Yeah.
So what's your roll?
0.
5.
So you just could, if you want to, you can just literally limp wrist him off so that he slides off you, or you can let him get up just enough, and then when he tugs, you can just let him drop back into the ground.
I would like to let him drop to the ground, but also put my foot on the talent and use that to push him back down. So it's like a. I see having this money has gone to your head.
Billy. His name is Billy.
I rest
His
my
name
case.
is 187577, which is the number that's inscribed onto the talent because they all are.
Give me the talent, Pellio. I'm not stealing it from you. I'm getting River Jade to break it up into smaller pieces, so it'll be harder to track. She says, hoping that is this out of game
that
actually
makes
something to
sense.
be smart? Perfect.
I'm gonna cut Billy up into pieces.
Oh,
You'll have to cut me up into pieces first.
Yeah,
That
it's our
can be
last
arranged.
resort. And as long as she's stepping on you, you'll suffocate. No breathing.
I will provide you with temporary custody of Billy on one condition.
Don't give a fuck.
I don't think you're in a position to be negotiating right now.
Then kill me. Strike me down right here. Do it. Put me out of my misery. One condition, Nix.
We can see this, yeah?
One condition.
And hear it.
I can definitely hear it.
That before you cut Billy up into pieces,
Smash, actually.
What is he talking about? Who's
before you smash Billy into pieces, give me one last moment with him.
Oh.
If you give me that promise, I will give you custody of Billy, temporarily.
Sorry, who's Billy?
Perhaps it is a lover of Pellio's. We
It
might
is.
let him alone.
It's not a wise trade. That means that you've only sworn to take it away from him, and then you'll have to give all of it back.
I'm not giving all of it back. You can have the serial number back. Give it up, Pellio. Why I said it like that? If that is your real name.
I know my name, and I know that you know my name. It appears you have me cornered. Thanks for your help, Azure.
Under Nix's foot in his shirt.
Like I said, it's not yours.
I've been carrying it this whole way.
8 hours.
Yes, and I've slept with it.
Does that mean when I drive my knee into your neck and leave it there for the next 5 hours that it becomes my property?
Very honorable of you to threaten a man lying on his back.
Honor among thieves.
Billy's very heavy. You'll have to pick him up yourself.
So Azure just comes down, just reaches down with both hands, lifts up the talent, and then turns, and then just drops it. It's like 70 kilograms. Like, it's heavy.
Whoa. Kilograms?
Or is it pounds? It might be
I
I think
pounds.
it's pounds.
They probably put it in imperial. So it's like 30 kilograms. It's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Don't carry him like that. He likes to be flat.
Wait, was this about a stone?
Do you ever shut the fuck up? I mean, I'm just asking for a friend.
You just met him, didn't you?
Yesterday.
How's that going so far?
We have an understanding.
I drag myself off the ground. Right. Azure, it seems you and I have some business to discuss.
Who are these?
That's Nix. 5 paths ascending. The demure monastic fellow. Frightfully handsome.
Thank you. You just have to give my name. You don't have to introduce me. It's fine. Thank you, though.
You're very welcome.
I'm River Jade. Hi.
River Jade.
Hi.
A diamond in the rough, this one. An untapped talent.
Didn't you need to, like, take a leak or something?
I did, actually, yeah.
Speaking of untapped talents, I got work to do.
And,
You might want to untie your shoes first.
Oh, why'd you tell him?
Because he already gave up the talent to Jade. And he doesn't deserve to lose every time.
yeah, but I've actually put my back out. Can you help me with that?
Sure. And he reaches forward and he picks you up.
Oh.
And as he's holding you, with his hand supporting you just underneath your thigh and underneath the top of your, the tops of your shoulder blades, he extends one knee out up in front of him. You ready?
Oh, God.
You're going to untie my shoelaces? That's what I was asking.
Oh no, I'm going to fix your back so that you'll never have to complain about it again.
Put me down now. And as I say that, I unbuckle my pants and I threaten to pee on them. If you don't put me down, I will micturate onto your head. Micturate, you heard me. Micturate.
A definition in the chat.
You can do that, and I'll walk out into the crowd so that everyone can see what kind of guy you are.
Oh, I have no
He starts walking.
issue with that.
Starts walking into the crowd.
This is a fully grown man.
Still holding you.
Solar Exalted.
P or...
All right.
Here's where I think we have an understanding. You know about me and I know about you. I'm willing to wager that your friends probably don't necessarily have squeaky clean records themselves either.
Speak for yourself.
Piss on me, and it's not going to go well for any of us. Me included.
If you don't put me down and untie my shoelaces immediately, because I can't do it. Okay, I've just had a lump of talent crush my chest. I can't bend down and untie my shoelaces. So unless you put me down and untie my shoelaces for me, you'll be drenched in urine.
Gentlemen, it is 7 o'clock
Fine.
in the morning. Could we maybe chill out a little bit?
He sets you down and leans you against a tree.
On your knees.
And then he brings his knee up into your testicles.
You've been
Not
asking for that?
Not enough for like to do any damage, but enough that it's like you can definitely feel it. And then he just turns around and walks away from you.
Ooh.
It's not my night, is it?
It's actually early morning.
Thanks, Bob.
One mote.
7:02.
I'm going to tell everyone. And I'll tell Sinus as well.
No, you won't, Spy Master. It's not going to happen that way. Listen, I can see that you've got power underneath you. That it's just rumbling under your fingers. But as long as the unconquered sun's gifts can't rise above your own ego, you don't deserve to use them. So let's have a conversation, shall we? And now he reaches over and just with one kick of his foot splits your shoelaces in twain.
That's a new trick.
I apologize. I didn't sleep very well, and I really need to pee.
Be my guest.
Thank you. And I just do it. I whip it out, and I just start peeing in front of him. And I stare at him the whole time.
Oh, God.
Like, silently, I just look at him.
Is this sort of thing common?
Yeah.
Normally,
not amongst normal people.
Among wolves,
with
we just
Pellio.
attack each other.
Yeah. I mean,
He's doing it with his... Why?
you know, no one really knows why Pellio does the
Is it
things
his
he
greatest
does.
weapon?
Can I hear that?
Oh, yeah.
River Jade.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, take me anywhere that's not here. Thank you. I just walk like this.
Azure sidles up towards Five Paths and just like, how are you?
I bow my head to him.
I saw what you did there
Did you?
with your webs.
That's right. I'm not really sure how I managed to accomplish it. I also assume because we're talking as friends that it's all right that I tell you that. That you're not planning on committing any treachery here.
I know what I saw. And as it's become painfully obvious to me, I have a secret that your friend knows, and he has a secret that I know. So we're being honest with ourselves.
I will warn you, while I do think Pellio is a good person to know, and one who I believe will keep your secret, I think he'll hold it over you for everything.
You know what the funny thing is about threats?
No?
If he can't back it up, they won't happen.
But those who feel the most powerless are often the most foolish, wouldn't you say? The most reckless, I mean.
He's not reckless. And I don't think he's foolish. I do think he's stupid.
Well, I don't understand why you're being so petty with this man. It appears you have something in common that
Yes,
I
we
don't
do.
know anything of.
The day's gotten off to a bit of a rocky start. Somebody, I can't imagine who it was, and he just stares at Nyx.
I'm a ways away now.
Yeah.
Nyx,
I've also left.
I'm still here.
Nyx. Nyx has many talents
The
that
dongs come out,
I admire.
the river jades disappear.
But she committed something quite heinous last night. An act of pettiness, an act of juvenile tomfoolery.
What's that?
Well, you saw, she tied my shoelaces together.
Do you think it was a trick?
Yes, yes, very much so.
Perhaps it's just like in school. You pick on the ones you like.
Oh, that would be nice. Pellio, how did you form such an emotional bond to that talent of Jade? Where did it come from?
We found Billy in a tent. Nyx, actually, first spotted Billy. But I carried him in my embrace. I carried him from the camp and on the path. Billy is my future.
What do you mean?
Money. So currency, it's used to buy and purchase goods and services
Right.
In the modern economy.
I have heard of it.
I like it a lot.
You don't trust your own talents to make more, pun intended.
Nice.
Just nothing happening up here, though. He's like, oh, he's gone.
And then when I hear the pun, I do a double take and I'm like, 5 paths ascending, was that a joke?
His hair goes whoosh, whoosh, a little bit as he does this. I don't know.
Azure just leaves the two of you behind and starts going to try to find Nyx and River Jade.
That's fair.
Wait, hang on a second.
What?
Can we have our chat now?
We're gonna have our chat with all 5 of us.
You want the rest of them to know?
I want you to put your dick away.
Oh, it's still out, that's right.
I was hoping you'd notice, but...
I did.
Oh, really? Thoughts?
It was an appendage of the human body.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's gather them, shall we?
Fine,
And
and I put it away and buckle up.
He turns around and he heads over, and
We're
the first...
smashing up that talent.
So I have a question.
Whoa!
Because
So fast.
I assume RJ has not been
We're not
around
done.
a ton of money in her life. Would she know exactly what a talent of jade is?
Oh, completely.
Okay, great.
Completely. Here are the things that you know about jade. The first is it's worth quite a bit of currency. The second is that your smithy, I wouldn't necessarily say that you were dead poor. That's a pretty good trade that you were working. I don't think that your family could ever be considered rich, but definitely you were not in the lower class.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that you would have ever had somebody cart a talent of jade over to you. A talent of jade would be like the equivalent of a year's worth of wages all at once for everybody in your family.
Okay.
It's a lot of money.
However, you also know that this sort of jade is one of the 5 magical materials. So while it is useful as currency, it is also useful for the creation of artifacts. I love you, Amir. I love you so much. I just wanted you to know.
Oh, likewise.
She can make you like a bracelet.
Which means that it has different value
Okay.
depending on who you're talking to. This amount of jade is enough for perhaps even more than one.
And I would know that it would have like serial numbers, which would make actually using it quite difficult.
So, here's the thing. Yes, except that there are ways to either alter the number or eliminate it. Now, if it has no number, you can't really spend it at any place official. But if you're headed to, say, Nexus, where things are decidedly less official, you'd probably be able to find people who would accept it anyway.
Okay.
You have the skill to probably, I mean, with 5 Paths' help, actually. 5 Paths probably has enough linguistics to create a convincing forgery.
Okay.
Sweet.
And one of you probably has enough larceny to help with that, which, you know, who would have known? So with your talents combined, you'd probably be able to pass this off as alternate currency.
Okay.
Or it's jade. I'll also point out, have you seen the cylinder with the metal in it?
I haven't. Nope. I haven't seen anything that
All right,
makes
well then
carted
that's...
back.
So I've given this information to you. Do with it as you will. But the thing is, if you break it down, that's okay because you can reforge it into whatever you're going to make.
So it doesn't matter if we break it.
It
so
only
much.
matters in that, like, if somebody comes along and they're like, "Hey, can I have my talent of jade back?" and you're like, then you'd have to reforge it back into its slab.
Okay.
We'd have to kill that person no matter what, so.
Wait.
All right.
Huh?
What?
Yeah, as near as we know, all you guys picked up was a talent of jade.
Yeah, that's all we know.
And fire dust. Pellio knows that she has fire
Yes,
dust.
Pellio
We
knows.
do not.
We saw a boom boom.
And you saw us walking away from
But
the
we could have
explosion,
thought it
smoking
was
and wearing
the
sunglasses.
fire dust
Right.
you gave me.
The lard
Yeah,
as well.
and the lard.
So are you
So much fun.
dividing this up?
Yeah, I would like
Okay,
to.
so it's not hard to do. It's already, it has lines cut into it. All you have to do is essentially split it along those lines, and for you, that is not a problem.
Nyx. Everyone else isn't here yet.
Just the two of you.
This is a lot of money.
Yes. Yes,
You
it is.
know.
I do.
Would you be okay with me keeping a couple small pieces? I would like to try to eventually forge a very strong weapon.
It's not a couple of small pieces you'll need. You'll need like at least a third of it, if not half.
By a couple of small pieces, I mean like a couple of larger than small pieces.
How about this? I propose we each carry a quarter of it. If somebody wants you to make them an artifact, they have to give up their quarter.
Okay.
And at this point, look, I'm sorry. It's a guy, he's got pale skin, grizzled, sort of like 5 o'clock shadow. He's quite dashing, actually, but he's wearing that same buff jacket, that reinforced buff jacket that the Serpent Sting were holding. So the people who were guarding your tent. I apologize. It wasn't the right time for me to try to be teaching lessons. Even though I'm pretty sure you're the one who tied his shoes together.
Why would you? Yeah, I was the one who.
My name is Azure, and I think we all need to have a quick conversation, if that's all right with you.
Yeah.
It is.
I see that you're busy. Do you need time? It's basically already all divided. Like,
No, I think we're good to go.
Want
And
like
I-
just tuck them
do
out
you need
of sight.
help carrying it? And no, I'm not going to keep it. I have no interest in that.
I'm able to carry. Thank you.
I think we're all right. Thanks.
And he starts heading back towards the other two.
River Jade, before we go back, that wasn't the only thing that I found in the tent.
Okay.
Got some fire dust,
More.
a lot of it.
Okay.
And
Well, you do like setting off fires.
comes in handy, you know.
It's like quite
This, I showed the cylinder first.
So Wolf's eyes immediately just go. "Mm."
You know what this is. What is it?
Would I know?
You're basically your lore is in artifacts, right?
Yeah.
That's moon silver.
Okay.
That thing is worth about 10 of the talents
What is this? What?
that you were carrying because of its rarity. Now you can't make more artifacts out of it, but just moon silver, like what the fuck? Ugh.
Can you? What exactly does moon silver do?
Moon
Just
silver
for a
is one of the
player?
5 magical materials.
Okay.
It's the one that's most closely tied towards the lunar exalted.
Okay.
Jade, dragon-blooded, moon silver, lunars, star metal, sidereals,
Orichalcum.
orichalcum,
is
solars,
solar.
and who knows what the 5th one is?
Ooh, mystery.
Soul steel,
Yeah.
but
is
who knows who that's
but,
associated
yeah,
with.
no
Thing
one
is
would know.
also, who knows who sidereals are?
What's that? Side reel?
Weird.
That's moon silver.
And
You
how
have-
much lore do you have?
Oh, I have none.
So you don't know what that is.
What is that?
That's a very priceless and magical element that we could use to make some weapons that would be very
So jazzed about some
Magical.
weapons. Oh, uh-oh.
just like a tiny, like a little. You can have the jade back if I can.
I don't want to trade these.
I'm down to trade.
What are you going to make with it, though?
I don't know
Ladies and
yet.
gentlemen,
Will
this
you
is the
make
equivalent of
something
somebody
for me?
trading their Shivan dragon for an ancestral recall.
That's right.
That's
Will you
right. I
make
totally
something
went that
for me
direction.
with this River Jade?
I was gonna go with carrot sticks and gushers.
Can you?
Can I make you something?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you make us both something?
Can I make us both something?
With that amount of moon silver,
Yeah.
you need to really kind of examine it and
Okay.
figure things out. You
Okay.
don't quite have all that information.
I don't
yet.
know yet. I'd have to have a look, study it.
I need you to promise
Yeah.
you will not tell Pellio.
Okay.
It will drive him crazy if he knows how much this is worth. I'm
Okay.
actually trying to be a good person. I know it doesn't sound that way. But this amount of jade like destroyed him and he was with it for like 10 hours.
This is worth like
Exactly. So zip
Like,
zip 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 zip
a lot
zip
of-
zip zip zip.
Ah, zippa, 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 zip. The progenitor too, zigga zig ha.
Keep it secret, keep it safe, River Jade.
You should write all of these down.
But first, give me the lamp!
If I write these down and put them in a moving picture, I'm sure it will go very well.
I just like put it up my shirt, I guess.
With it.
Okay.
It's the cylinder's like this big.
I want
Okay.
things.
Like it's,
I'm gonna
it's
put
not
it in
I
my
mean,
buff jacket then.
Yeah, that you can do.
Okay.
Okay. I also found this like scroll. I don't know. I'll give it to 5 pads.
I think that would be a good idea.
Consolation prize.
5 pads catch.
Hey, I got you a road bike. I got you a car, and you like books.
I do like, oh,
It says writing on it. Here you go.
wow, this is the best Christmas ever.
Azure sits down on a tree stump, and he just puts his hands on his chest, and he looks up at all of you. His appearance 4. Just,
Oh,
I know that Liz cares about these sorts of things.
it's important.
I care.
Not all of Liz's
Also
characters
Pellio.
care.
Does he have muscles?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Hold on.
On a scale of 1 to Julian, how many muscles does he have?
Hey.
Like a Scott.
I don't know how I feel about that. Let me flex real quick. No, I'm just kidding.
He does not look. He certainly doesn't look weak, but he also doesn't look, supremely jacked. He's not as strong as you are. You're pretty sure about that. Your strength is 4, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's not as strong as you are.
And sometimes it's 5.
You activate increasing strength exercise.
Roll me your. You know what? Just roll me your perception brawl. Difficulty is 1. It's not a big deal.
I'm gonna. He's coming to look at all of us, so I'm gonna sit kind of cross-legged in front of
3.
him.
His strength is, as near as you can tell, his strength is probably 3, but his dexterity is quite high. His dexterity is 5.
Fuck!
Damn.
4.
Damn it!
But that's all you can pull from that.
It's all the stage
Also
combat.
4 for dex. God, but 4 and all that. Physical attributes.
Good things to have.
So, Five Paths and I have caught up with them at this
Yeah,
point?
we're now all
We're
in the
now-
same
yeah.
location. My name is Azure, and I am not sympathetic to the causes of the serpent's sting, as I'm sure by now you've figured out. However, I also have to make sure that you guys understand that I'm not lying to you, which means that you can be sure that as long as you don't ask me any questions about my personal life that does not relate to our situation here, I'll tell you the truth. I swear it.
Do you?
Yes.
I'll sanctify that.
Okay, so that's 10 motes, 1 willpower. Remember that if you ask him questions about his personal life that do not relate to this, which is the equivalent of being like, so do you have a girlfriend? Then he...
What if it's relevant?
If it becomes relevant, it just means that he's under no obligation to tell the truth at that point. And it's only for this conversation.
We lost Mala.
It's only for this conversation.
Only for this conversation. But this conversation could be,
Doesn't know
this
what
conversation
that
could last for hours for all we know. It's
Yeah.
just, he's not agreeing to tell you the truth for the rest of his life. It is worth pointing out, though, Pellio, that he knows enough to swear this oath in front of you. If that makes sense.
So it's about serpent sting, house sinus.
Well, it's about your situation. He just means, don't ask me, bullshit things. So, what's your favorite food? That kind of thing.
He would lie about that?
Well, there's certain things that everybody has that they don't necessarily want to say. If you asked him, what's your favorite position in bed? He isn't going to be like, reverse counter, oh God.
Right, but that's compared to what's your favorite food. That's a very
I'm
different.
trying to keep this stream to a certain degree. That's a lie.
Yeah.
Anyway.
One demerit.
What
10
is his favorite
points
food?
from Gryffindor.
I'm kidding. Please continue.
What I can tell you is that I have been trained as a member of the Immaculate Order. And the reason why I figured out who you were is because I've watched how one of you carries yourself. You have a teacher in common with me.
You also trained under still light.
Yes. And he reaches under his buff jacket and he pulls out something that you recognize as an infinite chakram.
Ooh.
It's a weapon commonly wielded by air aspect dragon-blooded. It means that he essentially can throw it, except that instead of it leaving his hand, just essence leaves. So it's like an infinite thrown weapon that he can use.
I think it's very cool.
Smexy.
Do I
And
also
then-
know?
Yeah, you know what it is. He just puts it back inside his jacket.
Wow.
Puts his hands down.
She says that.
Mm-hmm.
He taught me things.
Why would a monk of the Immaculate Order want to bring down a noble house? House Sinus. Why would that be in your interest?
That's true. I don't exactly see the connection. House Sinus did not have much of a presence in the north.
I haven't lived in Numa for a long time. I arrived in Numa from the east, looking to train. I knew that I had ancestry that would grant me certain gifts. Still Light was assigned as my teacher, and under him I trained. And he taught me other things once I exalted. Things about people like you.
What kind of things? I'd like to read intentions.
On him about?
See if he has any intimacies towards the Solar Exalted.
That's already been answered.
Oh, shit.
Do you want to remind?
Was it curiosity? Yeah.
Okay. Has the dragon-blooded been asked?
Intimacies towards the dragon-blooded?
Yeah.
No.
No, we know about House Sinus.
We know about Sinus and...
Because Sinus, it was disgust,
Hatred.
right?
Disgust,
Hatred.
hatred.
Thanks.
I have no
Mission
time for
control.
nobility, Solar Exalted, curiosity. Well, may as well. Let's do this.
Sorry, I just didn't want you to waste a
No,
roll.
thank you. I appreciate that. What is
And 2 dice, because you brought up the conversation topic.
Nice.
Noise!
What's his guile?
His guile currently is only 3. You can, by the way, if you didn't know this, you can willingly lower your guile.
Ooh.
Like 2-0?
Why?
Yes, although you still have to succeed in the roll.
Damn.
No good?
10 successes.
Oh my god.
10 successes on this.
Just like laser.
Because it's 10 successes, I'll let you ask one more.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
That's
River Jade. No.
0.
Attraction.
He has no specific intimacies towards dragon-blooded exalted.
Okay.
However, he does have an intimacy towards the Immaculate Order, which I'm going to give you because it's sort of similar, which is those given gifts must know what to do with them. And that's a minor. And I'll let you ask for one more. Folks, if you are just joining us, every character has intimacies, these guiding principles that they have moving forward. An intimacy can be a tie towards a person, place, or thing, such as I have a tie towards Scott, he's my friend. Or it can be a principle, something like stories are the most important things in the universe. Now, these intimacies can also have levels, minor, major, or defining. A defining intimacy is something that is that guides almost everything in your life, whereas a minor intimacy is something that's still important to you, but something that you could potentially have changed in your lifetime. The intimacy system is crucial for them to not only understand the people around them, but also how to manipulate them. Intimacies are both useful and weaknesses.
How about still light?
He has 2 ties to still light. They're both major. The first tie is respect. And the second is gratitude. The thing is, he told me to go out and find out myself. He said that information that he could give me was only his opinion. But he told me that I was not to look at the immaculate texts to learn about those who they consider anathema. And you're the first. However, in my travels, I needed to find a way to travel without raising too much suspicion. I fell in with a group of other Dragonbloods, those who did not necessarily have lands and yet had respected teachers. The Serpent's Sting. I've been traveling with Sinus now for at least 2 years, and I've seen what they do. I've seen what they're capable of. I was in Nexus the day that you revealed your nature to them.
I didn't decide to reveal my nature to them. My nature decided to reveal itself to them.
Either way, I was responsible for diverting them so that you could at least try to escape. It appears I wasn't successful.
Who alerted you to this?
I could see it.
Yes.
It's quite obvious
point,
when it happens. Yeah. It's a bit obvious.
And how enmeshed are you in Sinus hierarchy? How well do you think you can infiltrate the upper echelons of power?
Unfortunately, your friend Nyx has made sure that I now no longer have much clout. I was set to guard a cache, a very valuable one.
Don't feel bad. You weren't the only one who failed at your task.
I did not try to stop you.
A talent of Jade is a substantial amount of money, but it doesn't seem like quite enough to be...
A cache, not just currency.
Oh,
There was more than just the talent of Jade in there.
Like what?
Was there? Oh, there was this scroll. 5 pads. Maybe
Yeah.
you could
Wasn't there that tub of...
fire dust?
No, the silver tub, the sort of... Whatever that
It's
was.
not ringing any bells.
By the way, the wolf is close by, I should point out. The wolf is watching all of this.
She's not leaving, like...
So you hand him the scroll?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I look at it and at Nyx.
Do you want to know what's in the scroll?
Like, desperately, yeah.
I imagine that there's more people who would like to know. Unfortunately, we do have to take a break. We're going to take 5. Don't worry, we'll be back. We'll see how this pans out. It's artifact time.
Artifact time.
In 5 minutes, we'll be back with more full party. So you can either have him keep talking, or you can just start opening the scroll. I'm going to leave that to you.
You know, I'm not a rude person, and neither is Five Paths. But this scroll looks like it might. If it was being guarded as treasure, yes, he's gonna like accept it carefully and unroll it.
Yes, I'm not a blank, but.
But yeah, that's true.
All right, you unroll it. There's an official seal inside. I'm going to ask you to roll your perception. No, intelligence. Bureaucracy.
Okay. Trying to hide how many dice I had.
Are we all kind of creeping over his shoulder at this point, like trying to see what it says?
Difficulty's 1.
What language is it in? I mean, like, if any weird
River
one.
speak.
Okay, so. Yes, 3 successes.
This is one note designed to give somebody access to a box being kept in a bank inside Nexus. There's zero indication of how big the box is. You just know which bank.
Oh my god.
Like Gringotts.
This is a deposit
Comes
slip,
with a wand.
in essence. Or not like deposit
No, it's not a
slip, but
deposit
like
slip. It's permission to access.
Even better. So transferable, then, in that case, right? Because it's whoever owns the... It's not deeded to anybody, right?
It is not deeded to anybody at the moment.
I'd recognize that insignia. The Imperial Bank.
It wouldn't be an Imperial bank in Nexus.
Not the Imperial Bank,
The Guild Bank.
The Guild Bank, sorry. Yes, no, I recognize the device. What does it say?
Well, simply that there is something being held at a bank in Nexus. This is permission to take it. Where... Do you always go around collecting valuable things that you find?
You don't?
No.
Huh. You collect valuable information,
Right.
valuable pieces of story, of history.
Well, that doesn't take up space in a pack.
I think you'll find it does.
Information?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't.
I had some time. I went to the tent that was heavily guarded. I managed to procure a few things of value.
Yeah, like the jade and the scroll and the
So
dust.
you're welcome.
Yeah, no, there was
Think.
that silver stuff as well.
No,
Azure,
pretty sure.
now that you're sworn to an oath of truth,
Oh my god.
can you tell us what else was in the tent?
No, because I don't know what was in it.
Okay, so you probably weren't very high up in the hierarchy after all. You're probably not very useful to us at all, actually, if you didn't know what you were guarding.
Pellio, it's not.
Fine. And he gets up and he starts turning to leave. He starts walking away.
No, wait, stop.
He's
on
still
your back.
going. That's not enough to get him back.
River Jade runs after him.
Takes him by the bicep.
River Jade.
Hi, I'm sorry. We really do need your help.
No, I don't think you need my help. As I said, this was a function of me knowing a secret and Pellio knowing a secret. And I thought that perhaps it was wise for us to discuss things. I
think it is.
even said that I would tell the truth. I didn't have to. I didn't have to swear an oath. But I also know when I'm wasting my time. As I see it, one of two things is going to happen. Your friend Pellio is going to know to keep his mouth shut, and the rest of you, about me. And I know that I'll keep my mouth shut about you. Or he'll open it, and we'll all die.
Right.
Really, it's Five Paths Ascending who should be upset. But that's what happens when you decide to let Pellio call the shots, I guess.
He doesn't call the shots.
Doesn't he?
No. I think he tries.
The man with the scarf does not win all?
his mind, he does.
You'll notice that you're the only one who came after me. I'm going to assume that means that Pellio doesn't really value the secret I have. He's going to get you killed.
I feel like I've heard that before sometimes. Look, he may not, but he does not speak for me. And I value what it is you have to say. And I know Nyx does. And I know Five Paths does.
All right, you're trying to persuade him. I want you to roll me your charisma.
Okay.
And your socialize.
It's 2 now.
And are you acting upon any of his intimacies here?
Yeah. I think Five Paths would appreciate knowing more about his master.
Sure, but that's... So what are you acting upon?
So I'm acting upon
His major tie to...
his tie to still.
To still light?
To still light.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Okay.
Your difficulty is going to be 2.
I botched. Twice. I got a double botch.
Incredible.
Oh no.
If y'all didn't hear it as well, the best part was the whispered please right before the botch. I'm so sorry. Disaster city.
Guys, I tried.
All right, let's go back.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
He knows.
He unbuckles his buff jacket. As he walks back, he pulls the infinite chakram out and closes it.
Oh shit.
Hi. You're back.
Oh, Jesus.
Nexus. You had a teacher, a mentor, a guide. What was his name?
Why?
What was his name?
You're getting upset.
Pellio.
Why is he asking me what
I
my
don't-
mentor's name was?
Perhaps.
Why are you asking me that question? You've taken a vow to respond with truth.
I took a vow to tell you the truth. I didn't take a vow to answer your questions. What was his name?
Morden.
Morden. Yes.
You knew that, didn't you?
A name I've heard. A respected actor. And you, Pellio. Semi-decent at best. A name little known in Nexus and the surrounding. Most famous for your performance of what was it? Boffo? The moment you can tell me that you know exactly how high I am in the Serpent's Sting or any other organization, then you might be able to start threatening me with that. But all I know is that you're a failed spy master, somebody who couldn't even keep his cover story straight between 2 separate houses, not 1. And that they tried to kill you for it. And that I tried to save you. Unless you start showing me respect, I'm going to have to kill you for what you know. And I have 0 doubt that I can. Do you understand me? Or do I need to write it down in a script so that you can study it? A simple yes or no will suffice.
Did you actually see my buffer?
Yes.
Did you actually think my buffer was semi-decent?
Yes.
Was it more than just semi-decent?
Yes.
Thank you. I apologize. I've been under a lot of strain. a lot of emotional turmoil. I don't feel settled here. I don't belong here in the wilderness. I don't belong in Port Kalin. I don't belong in Numa. I want to be back home, where I know people, where I have friends, hopefully still, to be determined.
So once you get back to Nexus, Pellio, what is it that you want to do? Live out the rest of your days as an actor, nothing more?
I want
an above average actor, maybe even a wonderful actor, living with your safe friends in your safe house.
Before you answer that question, you just alerted an entire army of your presence. You've saved hundreds, and at the same time they now know.
I know how to put on disguises and wear masks. I'll be fine.
So you'll
Billy
spend
and I
the
will...
rest of your life pretending to be someone else?
He can do what he likes, but he has to understand that this isn't a game any longer. He's been broken out of prison. He's been carried here. And while his talents have gotten him this far, eventually, if he doesn't learn to shut up when it's inappropriate, and to help when it's useful, and to trust when people are actually there for him, eventually he will die.
I want to know what his plan is in Nexus when we leave him all alone.
And I want to protect the four of you.
Tell me what it is, Pellio.
I know many people, not only in theater. I have contacts in the criminal underworld. Billy and I can secure a comfortable life for ourselves.
Pellio, your intentions are being read if you want to do anything to boost your guile at this point.
I will use the Shadow over Day charm. +1 or +2 to guile to become more inscrutable.
You have reflexively raised your guile by 1 point.
Yeah.
So it's 6?
So
You
it's
are
6.
now at Essence 2, so you can pay 2 motes for 2 points of guile if you wish.
I will do that. Thank you.
Your guile is
7.
now 7.
Because it is
Excellent.
literally incredible.
Let's dance.
Whoa.
1, 2, 3.
It was never
Sort of
really
a waltz kind of thing, really. Is it?
like a little boogie.
Then
on the spot.
answer me this.
It's not always not your day.
What then stopped you from remaining in Nexus as an actor? What made you want to become a spy master? I think you were bored.
I was
And I think
unemployed.
if we deposited you back in Nexus, you would go right back to being bored.
I wasn't working.
There are plenty of other ways to make money. Playing two noble houses against each other.
Is fun. Yes, I know. It was fun for a while.
Sorry, what?
It's great fun. It's... The world is a stage.
I'm
my dear.
guessing one of those houses was Sinus.
Yes. You knew that, right?
I did not.
Yeah.
I want to know how our friend here can help us.
I think you'd better answer the lady's question.
Which one?
You were a spy master.
For a time.
Sinus and
Cesis.
that's when you...
Yes. Yes. In a tea house in Nexus.
The fact of the matter is that he was very good at what he was doing. Unfortunately, he failed through no fault of his own. Right? You were given bad intelligence.
I was. Yes.
And unfortunately, that bad intelligence led them to realize that he was playing more than one house.
I should have been more diligent with how I investigated my sources. It was a foolish mistake.
In your head, you have enough information for me to be able to start really doing damage to House Sinus.
Potentially. Yes. I think we can completely bring them to their knees. That's certainly something that I would like to accomplish in my lifetime. But I don't mean to suggest that you should necessarily have to follow me in that. But I will say this. You can think what you want about my moral compass. You can make whatever judgments you want of me. That's your right. But Sinus is truly evil. They are doing bad things. They are bad people, and they are hurting innocents daily. And if we have the power to do right, if we have been given this responsibility, for whatever reason, I think it should be used for the right reasons. So I'm going back to Nexus. I'm going to use the information I have to try to tear them down. All of them.
From Nexus.
Well, and you should ally yourself with Azure here. He seems to have much intelligence as well.
I think our futures, our destinies are bound together, whether we like it or not, yes.
Sinus is not just in Nexus. And to be honest, I don't have your talents for remaining unseen. I'm going to have to go elsewhere. Try to disrupt their power bases beyond just a city of guilds. But there's something else I have to do first. Still Light asked me that if I were to ever find one of his pupils, to test them.
Are you serious? Is this a joke? Because I don't find it very funny.
He told me that if I was to ever find one of his pupils who was not dragon-blooded, but instead had exalted to someone else to ensure that they could survive. Otherwise, I'm to drag you back to him.
All right.
But that doesn't have to be now.
Do you know where he is? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No.
I'm famished, and I could really use some breakfast.
After breakfast, we're going to start moving again.
Good idea.
Pellio, I am traveling with these people for a significant portion of the journey.
As am I.
It is my intention afterwards to go to Nexus. With all speed, obviously, we'll travel faster than this group. Once in Nexus, I plan to use this scroll to access the box in the bank that is so carefully guarded for House Sinus. I intend to see what is inside the box and see if it can be used to help take down the house. If this interests you in any way, I would invite you to accompany.
Yes, that does interest me. And I think that you might need my help with that.
I might.
I'll remind you that I worked in Nexus for a long time and I have many friends there. My concern is that escorting these hundreds upon hundreds of people down the road to Port Kaelin is going to take us quite a bit of time. They are people who understand the region. They know their way back home. They have every reason to do that. I don't see how us escorting them is really necessary. We've freed them. We've freed them from Sinus. If anything, we're easier to find. Out here, we're exposed. We can move quickly if we leave. We're in danger if
If they're found, they're exposed. There's no one to defend them. And I'm not leaving them while my brother can't even stand on his own. When he can, when he can throw an adequate punch, I will leave.
You don't want to see what kind of celebration they might throw you when you return?
No, I don't. I've been to Port Kalin. I've seen it. I've experienced it. One and done. We've done enough for Port Kalin. Greatest of respect, Nyx, but I need to move on with my life.
Then go.
I think I might. Can I have Billy, please?
No, you can't.
Why is that?
It's for people who stay and want to help.
I'm pretty sure that I actually carried Billy out of a burning tent.
Oh,
Jesus.
that must have been so hard.
Yes, yes. He's heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
So where is he now? Can I see him?
No,
Why not?
because I said so.
You said so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And since when do you get to decide what you do with my belongings?
Since now. I
Really?
mean, it's not your belonging.
Is it not?
No.
Okay.
You found it in a tent.
I did, and I carried it for a
Oh.
very long time, and it was very, very heavy.
I'm so sorry that
And I
you had
named
to
it.
go through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you named currency.
Yes.
It's very concerning. I think it's only best that you take a break from it. I don't want to add some stress to you since it was such a burden for you to carry from that tent for 8 hours. It's only fair that someone else carry the weight. Perhaps someone a bit more strong.
Reading intentions on Pellio? Just off.
Good fucking luck.
Yeah, well, exactly. I'm spending a little time.
You are being read. You can spend 1 or 2 motes to increase your guile by 1 or 2.
I'm good.
It's not going to happen anymore. Oh my god.
Guile is 5.
I got 4.
Wow, that's
So
pretty
close.
good.
Not bad.
I'm going
Not
next time.
bad.
I'll get you next.
Are you going to abandon me?
No, in fact, we invited you to come.
Very warmly and openly.
So you're forcing me to join you to Port Kalin?
We're
I don't-
inviting you to take a trip with your loyal admirers. Get a round of drinks bought for you back at Port Kalin, and then we turn around and we zip to Nexus with all speed.
I tell you, we are sitting ducks. We are waiting to be found out here on the road with hundreds of people
I think at this
moving
point,
at the rate we're moving.
Didn't you
We're
just say that with this power we should be doing good?
it's true that is something that you said just
Yes,
now.
yes, I think
Yeah.
it is something that, but I mean, how much good can we do here compared to how much good would we be doing if we were tearing down the real root of evil in Nexus?
I think you'll find, Pellio, we can do good all over the place.
It
Yeah.
would appear that we've reached a bit of an impasse. Pellio would like to go to Nexus now. You two would like to accompany these people to Port Kalin, but it is too slow for Pellio.
Yes.
Perhaps we could find a way to motivate everyone to move a bit faster. Then that would help solve the problem, wouldn't it?
How would we do that?
I don't know, Pellio. Aren't you the leader?
Am I the leader? Because I'm pretty sure.
Absolute shit. I should not have said that out loud.
I'm quite sure that River Jade just took Billy and is now refusing to give him back to me. Doesn't sound like a leader.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a leader who would, throw a temper tantrum over money that they called Billy.
It's short for billions.
Not helping.
Billions?
Yes, because that's what it is. Billions.
Of
In that slab of
opportunities?
jade. No, so money, the way it works
No,
is that
I
you purchase...
understand.
Azure, by the way, has produced an apple, and he's just slowly
Okay.
eating it.
Fine. Fine. I hate you all.
All
We
right.
know.
I don't want it to squabble. But we have a goal in common. We need to accomplish one thing first and then a second. It's that simple.
Yes, you're right.
It's that
I'm
simple.
sorry.
And actually, we work well together. We do. No, we do. We actually accomplish quite remarkable things when we work together and when we trust each other.
Yeah.
And it's not very trustful to take something and then refuse to give it back. It's just it's a bit awkward, I think. It's a bit, don't you think? Yeah. Anyway, just dropping that in. Do with that information what you will. Azure, do you have a plan for Sinus?
Yes,
Can you share it with us?
I will. I have something else to take care of first, seeing as how I've completed my breakfast.
I find it to be... You have to understand, I'm in a bit of turmoil myself. Hearing that my master of so many years had other students before me that he spoke to them about ways other than the Immaculate Texts and the Immaculate Order, and he had to hide that from me. You understand, I feel a bit betrayed by him right now.
May I ask you a question, Five Paths Ascending?
If I have an answer, I will provide it.
Did you exalt?
I did.
And how much of an opportunity did he have to teach you after you exalted?
Almost none.
It's a real cliffhanger training session.
He slides out a bundle of sticks and then lets them drop as they fall in links back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back. And the 7-section staff gets held in front of him as he adopts a stance that you are quite familiar with.
Are we in a position that is okay to fight? Like, are there, like, is it
You're
safe
surrounded
where
by
we are?
trees.
Oh, that's great. Okay. Yeah, I look to him. A test of wits and a test of strength. I can do this.
Did you ever fly?
What is flying, really?
I, in response, drop into my mantis style stance as well.
This is exciting. We've never seen Five Paths like really fight.
No.
But
He's really good at like running off to look for other like combatants.
Were you bold?
I just sort of like step back to give them room.
I was.
Yeah, popcorn comes out again.
Oh God, what can I do? Yep.
Roll join battle.
This is like...
I'm spending notes on this, for sure.
By the way, he will give you a chance to enter your stance before he attacks. If you choose to do so, you can.
I did, yeah. Or at least I would like to, yes. Oh my God. Okay. Whoa.
Wow, Five Paths. Wow.
That's better.
There's another 0 you're missing.
Let's
yeah.
party. 4, 5, 6.
What is your initiative?
12.
12? Excellent.
Wow. Nice.
178.
I'm dead.
Azure's initiative is 17.
all right, okay, cool.
It's not a fight to the death that we're having, right? It's not. It's just a... Okay, I'm just gonna shut up.
You ready?
Yes.
Okay, first thing that he's going to do is he's going to take 2 steps towards you, his staff very gently dropped by his sides, letting the ends swing almost in a hypnotic fashion until, in fact, he drops it, lets his foot kicks out, lets the staff wrap around you, and he drives forward with both his feet towards your solar plexus.
Feet? Wow, I wasn't expecting that at all. This is cool stuff.
Defense?
Yep. I'm going to use Iron Arm block. So as his feet are coming towards my chest, I'm going to dip back and over myself in a backhand. No, I'm parrying. So in fact, I'm going to bring my arms up in between his feet so that I can push them apart, which will create. Yeah, exactly. To create. Put him off his balance. Actually, I'm going to tip them both to one side to put him off his balance.
Smack him in the
Okay. I'll give you an extra dot of defense to that.
It also, using Iron Arm block, increases my parry, so this.
So your parry is?
Like a lot right now. Like
Yeah.
7? Yeah.
7?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a lot of parry.
that is a lot.
That's all I can do though. Parry.
Right. 8, 1 threshold success.
Man.
Your soak?
Versus withering. This is a withering attack, so it is 8.
Okay. All right, that's 5. Your initiative has been reduced to 7, and his goes up to 24. Or, sorry, 23.
All right, okay.
Rip 5 pods.
I see. You know what,
Nice
buddy?
knowing you.
Okay.
If you haven't learned to fly yet, I'll teach you. Your action.
Well, with that retort, I'm just going to, or with that witty witticism, I'm just going to sort of smirk at him and take off in a blinding rush of speed. I'm going to balance for the briefest of instants on his staff and use it to push off of it to leap up into the air, bringing my knee down on his shoulder. This is a withering attack.
Okay. As you leap up into the air, he lets his foot slam into the ground, bringing up enough dust around him to kind of obscure where he is. And he scratches a circle around in his feet to try to avoid your stomp. Go ahead. His defense is currently 8.
That was a pretty
Yeah,
cool
he's-
description of an
he's
attack.
getting
Scott.
he's getting
Yeah.
his stunt.
Nice.
That's 2 extra dice. Go.
Moats, willpower. Let's
You-
go. I want to
you
get at
can
least
do
one
it,
hit here,
Five
guys.
Paths.
This is all I want to do.
Got this.
Spending a willpower.
We
too.
believe in you.
We believe in 5 paths.
You
Sweet
are so
release.
convincing.
Thanks,
Hey.
Can we join this attack? Can we?
If you wish.
I'm not. I feel like
Oh,
it's
Pellio.
Let's see.
I tie his shoelaces again.
Really fast. 9, John.
she goes.
I did it.
9? Then you did. That's 2 threshold successes.
From
His
behind.
soak is currently 12.
I have an overwhelming rating of 1. Hang on. So 2, 9.
I made bubbles in my teeth. It's terrible.
Say 12? Yeah. Okay. Well.
I
All
said
right.
12.
I'm rolling my 1 die then.
Soak is 12.
Success.
Yay!
And that puts your initiative up to 9, and his goes down to 22.
Okay. Let's do something crazy here, guys.
That's round 5.
Thank you.
Pass.
Thanks, guys.
5 pass.
I mean, he didn't say he'd kill me if I lose, right?
He didn't. Not yet.
He did not say that. Oh.
He lets the 7-section staff in his hands wrap twice around one, whirling the other. While his right foot lances out in a kick towards your midsection, he tries to wrap the staff around you, grab it with his other hand, and yank you towards him. This is a grapple gambit.
It's like when they pull someone on stage.
Pellio starts doing like a vaudeville routine off to the side.
the can.
Yeah, these are very important in the Mantis style. I am going to attempt to parry this attack. I'm going to try to sort of duck as low as I can under it, which looks like I'm trying to dodge it, but in fact, at the end of the day, I'm going to bring both of my arms up to try to grab a hold of 2 different sections of the staff and
push them in opposite directions again to try to sort of unbalance him.
Excellent. All right. So I'm going to
him
give
next
you
time.
an extra point to your defense. What is your defense currently?
7.
7.
Slow baby.
No, it was that same time. I was trying.
He establishes control.
Oh no.
So,
Do I get to roll
so
this?
that
Yeah,
you
I
know,
think so.
because hasn't come up yet, grapples are always delivered via decisive attack. Because it was of a difficulty of 2 in this particular case, it means that now his initiative has gone down to 19.
Okay.
At this point now, he has established control over you. So at this point, it's not going to reset his initiative, which is handy. But now you are in a grapple. Upon succeeding, we're going to make a control roll. So it's an opposed strength and martial arts roll.
Yeah. I'm gonna spend some motes on this one.
And I'm going to add my threshold successes as bonus dice to the control roll. Because I have grasping claw method.
Hey, I know that one. Should have used it first. Damn it.
Oh, 5 pads. Oh, 5 pads.
No, there's successes here. Don't worry.
I don't see any from my angle. Though.
There's a 10 there.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
4.
11.
Yeah.
Which means that I now have control. So the martial artist win. I gain control of the grapple during my current turn and for a number of additional rounds equal to the number of successes by which I beat the target. After those turns elapse, the grapple target automatically escapes the grapple. The grapple will also immediately end if the grappler suffers initiative crash. While grappling or being grappled, we both have a -2 penalty to our defense. We cannot perform flurries. Victims caught in a grapple cannot take movement actions. You suffer a -1 penalty to all actions.
That makes sense, though.
So now you know that.
Yeah.
And each time that the grappler suffers an attack, I forfeit 1 turn of control. During each turn in which I maintain the clinch, including the turn in which I initiate it, I must choose to apply one of the following effects. I can savage you, restrain or drag you, or throw you.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting savaged.
Cool. This turn? Like in the turn in
I
which you
am
establish
releasing
control?
your clinch. I am rolling a single, unblockable, undodgeable,
Here we go.
decisive attack to represent the flurry of blows.
The furry of blows.
blows.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
And I guess we're all just like standing there like,
Each round of control I gave up by releasing the grapple adds +3 dice of decisive damage and increases its onslaught penalty
Watching
by
it.
1.
I believe you said unblockable, undodgeable.
Unblockable, undamaged.
I can't even soak this. I can add hardness reflexively, right? Like it's
Hardness will only protect you if you can add a hardness of higher than 19.
19, right?
I
Can
don't
you?
imagine you
Nope.
can.
God.
Yeah?
Is this against my intimacies to do nothing?
if an innocent is suffering.
Is he innocent? Do you believe that he's
I believe
innocent
he's
in this?
innocent.
Then probably.
It's not. How much do I have to roll? Again.
How many? What's your level of intimacy for this?
Well, this is my limit break.
Oh, that's your
Like my
limit. That's
limit.
4. 4 dice.
Okay.
4 dice.
I did want
many
this, but I
successes?
can't tell you
Got
that
2.
now.
Then that's 2 limit for you.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Yay!
Here we go.
Yeah, I'm ready. Okay,
What if you die in front of us right now?
that would be awful.
That would.
That'd
yeah.
be interesting.
I
Point
will
out that I
say-
am only doing bashing damage.
Right.
Stay away from the face. It's quite pretty. It would be a shame.
God.
I mean, some of vital
I will
organs
say it looked
too.
very cool when there was a fight happening.
5 has ascending.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You are taking 11 bashing damage, which will knock you out.
I don't have that much money in the bank.
But I'm going to let you have 1 round of consciousness. So he takes.
But if I take my damage though, yeah? Like,
Oh, you're going to take this damage.
okay. Just marking it off.
So I guess in that moment we all go,
So you can see that as he lets him go from this grapple, it's just blow after blow after blow. His fists moving faster than you can comfortably track. His knees and feet finding his solar plexus, his kidneys. Every last connection with a snap and then back. But his face doesn't register any more emotion than a disappointed teacher. Crack, 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 crack. And then his last one, just with one hammer fist towards your sternum, almost as if ringing a gong.
I'd like to be thrown backwards against a tree.
Yeah, you can do that.
I'd love that.
Is there any other action you wish to take at this time?
Action? No. Speech? If I'm winded, or obviously. But I think 5 Pass just kind of hits the tree and like cracks down on the ground and lifts his eyes to Azure and just says that one of these. No. You were obviously trained by him, I can tell. And you can tell, Master Stilllight, that my strengths lie elsewhere. I may not be a fighter like you. Ow.
So you're still up against the tree. I haven't told you that you've passed out yet.
Yeah. You said you were to take me to him, did you not? If I were to fail.
I could kill you here.
You wouldn't, though.
You're right.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Just as a side, sorry, interrupting, but not gonna happen.
Thank you, River Jade.
I'm sorry.
Your mantis is weak.
I have power inside me that does not feel that it can be contained by the form of this martial art. And might be heresy, but it does certainly feel as if I have more power than I know what to do with. How do you channel it? How do you do what you do?
And with that, he takes just the single finger of Mantis style and just drives it right into your forehead.
5 Paths, grins as he sees this happening, and then he's just out on the ground. He's like, nice.
I would like to go over to 5 Paths, make sure he's okay-ish.
You look quite satisfied.
It's an object lesson.
She's
Just
he's done.
tap you lightly on the cheek. 5 Paths.
Nothing.
It took me 3 moves. That's how quickly I took down somebody who's been studying martial arts for years. One of your precious Solar Exalted. One.
He's a very thin monk.
Shall I test myself against all 3 of you now?
No.
Here.
We need each other, Azure. We've established that. You don't need to show off by beating up the monk.
Sometimes I wonder whether I did. It gives me no pleasure. And he walks forward. You're crouched down next to him. Walks forward and he lays his hand, although you can stop this if you want. He's starting to put his hand down towards his brow, but
What are you
flat
doing?
like this.
I just grab his wrist.
Nice.
Okay, break it.
I want to see if he's all right.
He's clearly not okay. You've knocked him unconscious.
Yes.
Was that necessary? Were you proving a point? What was the point of that?
I did as my teacher commanded. Would you not do the same?
No.
And perhaps that's where we differ, River Jade, you and I.
Yeah.
May I ask you then, when he wakes up, to ask whether he would have done the same? And he looks down and like, you still have his wrist,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I've not let go.
He looks down and he just... He's going to be fine.
Kind of just like throw his arm, like
Whoa!
not with like too much force, but
No, but like you're definitely like
Enough
like
that
giving it
it's
a
like-
forceful release.
yeah.
The wolf, by the way, just looks and she steps around and steps between River Jade and Azure and just looks at him.
Yeah.
You can wake up at this point. This is against the rules. I'm not giving a fuck.
Thank you.
I have medicine 1. Can I go see to him?
He's been knocked around. He'll be all right. It'll take him like he's probably going to have a bruise that's going to last him. How many health levels do you have?
I think 10, if I'm not mistaken.
So then he has the equivalent of 1 lethal damage.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, right.
That lethal damage is going to
Been there,
heal in
buddy.
like a day.
Okay.
The rest of it's going to heal gradually over the course of the day because it was bashing damage. And he is exalted. It will not take as long as normal.
Yeah. So, like, I have regained consciousness, but I think Five Pats knows enough to sort of stay prone or on the ground.
Did you fly?
No.
He crouches down. Why not?
To fly is not in my nature.
And what is your nature, Five Paths Ascending, if not to ascend?
You flew when it counted.
Right. One can fly in many ways.
Tell me. Tell me when you flew.
At that camp, I simply knew I had to protect these people and I had to move them quickly. And somehow that desire translated itself into essence and air, moving together to accomplish what I wanted it to do.
It was very cool.
There's those finger guns again. I don't understand. What's this? I don't get it.
Finger fire ones. No,
He threw himself off a cliff to save someone he cared about.
that also happened, yes. In a more literal fashion.
I can't imagine many of us would do the same.
Then you did fly.
How do you think?
Still Light did not trust you because it's the only way that it could keep him safe. Only after you exalted, only after you could see who you would truly become. That's when he would understand that he could give you the information he gave me.
And what information did he give you that led you to try to bring down a noble house? I have yet to see how those are connected. This journey that you're on through creation to find others, other exalted. How did it lead you here? Oh,
A book. His words on a page. Information stored. They're words. What Still Light taught me is they are not truths. Find all the books you can. Find all the words. Commit them to memory. Do not believe a single one. Not unless you're given reason to. Pellio,
Yes?
it's my intention to try to disrupt the supply routes back into the Blessed Isle. Sinus requires constant reinforcement. The games that are occurring there are just a prelude. towards what is the most great power vacuum we've seen in millennia. I intend to make sure that they can't get more people to Nexus or anywhere else in the east. If I must sink every ship by hand, I will. If I must divert their cause to around creation, I will.
A word of advice, as I'm sure you know, but it bears mentioning for the rest of the group. Their economic power rests solely, or I should say principally, in the trade of people.
I can't go to Nexus, but you can.
Yes.
Perhaps you can do something about it there. And all I can do is keep them off your back. What I need are the supply lines. I need that information to disrupt them so that they can't continually reinforce.
We can try to get that information from you, but if you were to return to the camp and infiltrate to the extent that you can, yes, you have failed in your purported task to guard the treasure, but you've nevertheless proven yourself to be loyal in their eyes to the Nexus, to Sinus.
I'd have to prove that I managed to recover some of what was stolen. And I can't do that.
Well, why don't you take the tub of silver? Whatever it was, that jar of silver.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Look, Nix, there was a scroll, okay? There was Billy. There was the fire dust, and then there was some kind of jar of silver.
No, it all happened so fast.
Does have any like visible injuries?
He's got a kind of a red mark on his forehead from when he got Mantis knocked. And he's going to have a bit of bruising. But that's gonna, I'll just wait for this.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He's going to have a bit of bruising, but like that's easily going to go away quickly. He's exalted; they don't last. The red mark is also probably not going to last. However, there is one thing that's interesting: is that there's a little bit of a split in his forehead, and a tiny trickle of blood. Is starting to roll down his nose. You can see that he's still got a little bit of that blood on his fingers.
Oh, that's intense.
Yeah.
Can I do that with Mantis?
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, in that case, I would like to procure a cloth of some kind.
Okay.
Just like.
I'll use Pellio's scarf.
Oof.
Sorry, what?
Nope.
No. So I'm just doing this while they're talking about moon silver.
Yeah, no, I distinctly remember there was some kind of jar of silver. You had it on your back.
Oh, the fire dust.
No, not the fire dust. No, there was the fire dust, and then there was some kind of a liquid.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Read intentions.
All right, let's
like
boogie.
In response to, are you fine from River Jade? The answer is, no, I was made humble once more. It's good to be reminded every once in a while that there are more powerful people than you, and less powerful.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
He takes a deep breath and lets it out. Again.
What's your guy?
It is 7.
Why?
What?
I'm spending votes to make it 7.
Okay.
He assumes his form.
What?
They're just fighting, and we're having like a stare down.
Okay.
Motive discerning
I would like to step in.
Okay. Five Hazard, what are you doing?
I'm drawing myself up to a standing position.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And I will take my form once more.
Okay.
I've removed my hammer.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So let me just first focus on what's happening over here.
He successfully read intentions on me.
And what did he? And what did he read from said intentions?
I don't know.
He wants to know what your objectives are in this scene that we're having.
To get you to stop asking about the silver
But I
liquid.
mean,
Which means she knows
Which
about
means
it.
she knows
full
about
stop.
this. Yeah, exactly.
She desperately wants you to talk about something else. She really doesn't want you to know about this.
Okay. Well, we're joining battle. While you guys are fuddling about.
I would like to also join battle and
All right, so
kill
let's
Pellio
let's
and
all
River
join
Jade.
some fucking battle here.
All right.
No,
This is considerably less. Yes.
We're
You're at minus
going
4,
again.
by the way.
we're not involved.
Well, that was my that's my question. That counts as a wound penalty.
Oh yeah.
To 4. Okay. Yeah, that's what I guess I'll.
Plus 3
River Jade.
I spent 7 motes
Yeah, that is your right.
and a willpower.
5 Paths doesn't give up, guys.
Attaboy.
He just figures out a way to get around the beatings at some point.
I'm gonna pull out one of the quarters of the talent. Take it.
So, 5 paths.
I have 4 initiative.
Just what is that?
4.
That's not
Okay. River Jade.
So I have
That's not Billy.
10,
What have you done to Billy?
11, 12, 13,
Next.
14 is my initiative.
Ooh, shit. All
It
right.
got real. You hurt my
And
friend.
Azure's initiative is
800.
just 9.
Oh.
Which means that River Jade, you're going first.
Yeah.
Kick his ass.
I don't think we need to do this.
So I would also
thing,
like
guys,
to
just let it
start by increasing my strength.
Oh.
So I'm gonna spend the 3 motes and Hulk out a bit.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. The wolf, by the way, has now moved aside.
Yeah, that's probably a good call. So I'm just raising it to 5. Then I would like to sort of sweep down low with my hammer and try and aim for his calves.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a withering attack.
It's a withering.
Okay. I like withering attacks. Do you like withering attacks? Do you like withering attacks?
Yes, I do.
You're not participating in this particular combat, though, are you?
No, they've got bigger fish to fry over here.
We're just squabbling like children
You said it, not me.
over money.
All
You
right.
said it, not me.
So he's just going to, as you're aiming for this calf, he's going to bring his foot down, and in one solid kick is going to bring it down on the haft of the weapon to drive the hammer into the dirt instead.
Okay.
So what is your what's your attack? His defense currently is 7.
My attack?
As in, roll your attack.
Oh,
His
yeah.
defense is 7.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 2 extra dice for your stunt. Go for it.
Okay. God, it's just my hands are too small.
He only has eyes for you, Scott, by the way. Or 5 has, I should say. Can make this world seem right?
He's just bleeding out of his forehead.
7. I got 8.
That's 1 threshold success, so you can roll your damage. His soak, though, is probably going to bring you right down to your overwhelming.
What is his soak again?
Crap, what did I say earlier? It's
11?
11? Yeah, it's 11.
So I have 10 dice. that
So
I can
you
roll.
get to roll your overwhelming, which I believe is 1.
Okay.
To use that sweet ass artifact.
Got 1.
Well, you got the 1. That's good. So that puts your initiative up to 16, and his down to 8.
Okay.
Yes.
That puts it at Azure, who's looking directly at 5 paths, and he's advancing. Same finger. 1 health level of damage is going to throw you down, and he's going to make a decisive attack. What are you doing?
So,
You still have this option, but he has the right to say what he's
Yep.
doing first.
yep.
Yeah. Well, he's going to try to put me down, and my goal is to try to at least show him that I can hold my own. So, I'm going to try to parry this decisive attack.
You're going to try to parry this decisive attack?
That's what I'm going to try to do. The way I'm going to try to do so is
Something like super cool, guys. I need something super cool. I'm going to try to leap up onto a nearby branch and then try to kick out with my feet. One into his outraised hand and one into his elbow.
Okay.
Like his joint.
So he's advancing on you. He brings that one finger. Your foot's coming down.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah, so I'm spending my 3 motes, 2 motes for War Lion's Dance. So I'm going to jump in front, and am I allowed to sort of like, with my hammer, go towards his finger?
Okay, so this is War Lion's Stance that you're using.
Yeah, and I'm trying to move it away from 5 paths. Like, just not get it,
All right.
so he'll like
Well,
miss.
let's see if I beat your. So what's your defense, first of all, which will get a +1
Yeah.
for your stunt. You're getting 2 for your stunt, by the way.
So-
that means you regain a willpower.
It's my parry?
Yes, your parry.
Yeah, so my parry is 6.
All right, let's see what's what. Well, that's not good enough.
Oh, sorry, yeah, oh, yeah, cool. Never mind.
Okay, so that means he's going to lose an initiative because he failed on his decisive attack roll. But as you start moving to try to, like, defend it, River Jade just leaps in front of you, and the hammer glances, doesn't do any damage, but glances off his finger, driving it away from you, and he rolls his head slightly towards you, and then just... And now you need someone else. It's your action.
It is, thank you. No, this is my fight. River Jade, I'm trying to prove myself. He's not going to hurt me.
You don't need to prove yourself to this man. We just met him.
Oh, but I want to. And I just want to step in front of River Jade. And man, I'm just gonna step in front of River Jade.
Yeah, I think she does just say men.
I'm gonna try to grapple him the way that he did me, but I do not have a 7-section staff. I'm going to use my arm as a 7-section staff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? I don't know. I'm gonna like curl it around, bending like a snake around his body.
I like it. Attempt your grapple, sir.
Fucking cool.
Thank
John,
you.
if I let him do this, like step back, does that mean I have to roll limit again?
No, because you
he
rolled it
told you
already
not to
this
get
scene.
Okay,
involved,
okay.
Yeah, A, he's no longer innocent. B, you already rolled limit for this scene.
Okay, this is a grapple.
I mean, I could
Get a
continually
success.
trigger it if I gave you different innocence
Success.
Right.
and different
But
situations.
it's the same innocent,
But
same
this is-
situation.
But like, it's the same situation.
Okay.
You generally don't have to roll for it more than once a scene, because otherwise you'll just be like, and
Yeah.
you'll just limit break all the time, and and then Pellio's scarf gets all dirty. It's
He doesn't like that.
He'd be long gone
It's
before that
true.
happened, but yeah.
So
No,
Five
no,
Pats.
like he would have just walked away.
Five Pats begins to glow as he
You're on
channels
the right.
essence into this maneuver.
oh.
Yeah, it's happening.
Okay, so the
Five
cast
Pats-
mark or your whole body? How many modes of peripheral have you spent?
Not 10, but
So
5
then
plus.
it's your cast mark.
Yeah.
So
Is
his
like
cast mark
happening.
just starts glowing. It is a half-filled disc.
It is.
Go ahead.
It's very nice. I have a -4 wound penalty though, so this is probably going to be all I got after this, guys. It's going to be bad news. I had a couple successes.
And you have 2
though.
extra dice, like
Yeah.
this, right? You have 2 extra dice for your attack.
Yeah, it's
You
just
did
like
stun.
also took like the penalty and whatever. But
Yeah.
5?
That's enough to beat.
Yay!
You are now. Let's roll our control.
Yeah. Roll
Do
dex
you
martial
have grasping claw method?
yes, I do.
Well,
I
then
did.
You can use it because you have at this point 1 extra threshold, so you'll be able to add that die to your control. Go.
May as well burn some more notes here while I'm. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Okay, wait. 6.
Okay. I have 3. You're gonna have 3 rounds. So, are you going to savage throw? Punch? What are you doing?
I think it's only poetic to release all of my control and throw him, but I'm going to throw him up. into the air.
So he's thrown up into the air and he's looking at you as you have tossed him straight up.
And I think I want to hold, like I'm dropping down into mantis stance once more, and I just want to hold my finger up where I know his head is going to fall on the ground. So cool. Which will probably break my finger.
Yay! Again.
Okay, so the throw.
Thanks, no.
Essentially what you're going to do here is you're going to inflict damage.
3 levels.
So
Yeah.
you are rolling. Where is it here? Okay,
Give up 3
so
rounds
you're
of
going to make an
control.
unarmed attack roll against defense 0 for the purpose of determining extra damage.
Yeah.
Go.
Sorry. Do I get sort of a
Is
bonus?
this a withering or a decisive attack that you're making?
A decisive attack. If
With
I'm,
your
if I'm
4
s-
initiative,
That's a good point.
which by the way is now
Oh,
one.
yeah,
One.
one, yeah. No, because it's undodgeable and unblockable. It's still okay. Yeah, you're
It's
right.
not
So
undodgeable and unblockable.
the throw, the like giving up
The
control.
throw.
Of the,
Okay, so the throw is
Yeah.
that you're doing it. Yes, you're correct in that it is against defense 0.
Okay.
So go.
Right. Yeah, coming up.
But it's a withering attack, I assume.
That's a yeah.
Unless.
No, not unless
Nyx just pops out.
you did.
Wait, all of us?
3 successes.
Okay, so
For me.
now I want you to roll your
And it's magical
damage
silver.
so that you get
Didn't know
3
it existed.
dice for your threshold.
Okay.
You also are getting an extra 6 dice because that's the amount of control that you're forfeiting. And then your normal damage roll. So,
Okay. But a wound penalty will apply on that.
no, not on damage rolls.
No.
Yes,
Oh.
that's fistfuls
5
of
pass,
dice.
5 pass.
No, those are gone. Okay.
Right? It's
Help me. Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah,
my
kill him.
god.
Okay, I have initiative back, guys. Don't worry, I'm gonna count them real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
10? Yeah. All right, that's sending him into initiative crash,
Crashed his ass.
which means that you are getting 11 plus 5, so that is 17 initiative that you currently have on him. Round 5 modes.
Can I also?
Yeah, you're still part of this combat. 5 has, you're up.
Turning to River Jade and
So
yeah.
he slams into the ground and he rolls and he gets up, but he's staggered. Go.
Turning to River Jade, I'm dropping into my mantis stance. I meant no offense. I'm going to launch,
take it.
like, I'm going to
Go you, do you.
drop back into a crouch and launch myself at.
So you're taking your mantis form now?
No, I'm
Okay,
in
you
it. I'm just like dropping back into a
Okay,
stance, like
that's
one that's further back
Okay,
on
go
my
ahead.
legs. I'm going to launch myself up off the ground and propel myself forward, sort of the Superman, if you will. I'm aiming at his knee. This is a decisive attack. My aim is to cripple him, but not like a crippling attack, just to...
Okay. Well, he doesn't have any hardness at this point because he can't. He's in crash. But you still have to beat his defense. As you move towards his knee, he simply takes one look and then lifts one leg up and just holds it there. Just standing in Mantis now with just one leg in the air. That's it. His defense is currently 6. Go.
Do it, 5 pass.
Do it, Rockapella.
Spend everything you have.
I mean, I get lots of like
He
parry and
gets
stuff,
2
but
dice
like,
for this. Let's go.
yeah, coming up.
How many motes have you spent, bud?
Like, lots. That's another 5. That's another 5 in one round, so I'm now glowing.
Wow.
They know. Everyone knows, right?
We're selling tickets.
7 successes.
Yay!
That's enough. That beats him.
Yay,
Roll
sexy.
17. Is this bashing or lethal that you're choosing? You don't actually have a weapon, so
I could stunt it to do lethal
Yeah, you could
damage
stunt
probably,
it,
but
but that's up to
I
you.
do not want to.
I mean,
Absolutely not.
Attacking his knee isn't
man.
really lethal. So
Nyx would do lethal.
You're my game, I play.
These do not double even if they're 3, 4, 5, guys.
7.
6.
okay, so you move forward. You Superman, but with the mantis
Yeah,
or not?
absolutely.
Okay, so and you just catch him on his knee, and it buckles backwards, and you can hear a pop.
Oh, I don't like this.
What have I done? And he staggers backwards, throwing his leg out enough so that it snaps it back into place, which is another pop. And he stands. And it's River Jade's initiative.
I mean, she's not gonna beat a man when he's down. So.
He's not down. He's taken six bashing damage.
He's not backing down still?
He's not backing down yet, no. 5 past that sets your initiative.
Yeah, it's a
so
3.
you are now down to 3.
No, I'm gonna just be
Just
there.
gonna back off?
Yeah, I'm backing off.
Revealing yourself just for this. And he digs his foot into the ground, the injured one, and uses that leverage to dive low and then bring his own finger up. This is just a withering attack.
I just want to take a step back and bat it out of the way with one hand, sort of almost like a sweeping dance move.
What's your defense?
I have a wound penalty.
Yes.
It is 2.
You'll get 1 for this.
3.
So 3. So that includes the one that you get from Mantis form?
Yes.
But
And
it
the one from
includes the
the
minus 4 that you suffer right now? Okay.
Depends on what level of wound penalty you're at.
Right.
Okay.
He's up
Your
quite
soak?
a bit.
4.
Soak
one
is 6.
Okay. He crashes you.
Well,
And since he crashed the one who crashed him,
yes. Here we go. The drama is real, guys. Don't worry.
I get the fire dust ready.
Yeah.
Ready to torch this whole battleground.
Screw poor Gallon. They know too much.
fuck, what happens when you crash the guy who crashes you again? Exactly what? Yeah, let's just go
I
right
think you do a
here.
Fortnite dance?
Not me.
No?
Did anyone
Isn't
else
that-
get that
isn't
old
that the wonderful
Superman
thing about
song
this?
stuck in their head when it kept saying Superman? I kept going Superman.
So initiative crash.
Does anyone remember that song? Because that just went through my brain several times.
Yeah,
every
it's an initiative shift. That's
Shift,
correct.
right.
Sorry.
You
Initiative
get an
shift.
additional
So
10 or
initiative
whatever.
shift. So if you're able to crash the one who crashed you, you instantly return to base initiative, make a join battle roll, and then my turn is refreshed, so he's allowed to act again immediately. So he's going to make a join battle roll.
So he gets a whole turn right now.
Yeah, 1,
That's
2,
cool.
3.
Should I sit back in?
No, you got no. We're good.
Scott, do you have any actions you want to take while I'm
Kill
rolling
me.
this?
Revealing.
He is energized and he is coming
Yeah.
for you.
Yes, I choose to reveal myself. You wanted me to make sure I could defend myself, as I am doing. I am not afraid.
Was that end of round, by the way?
No, because he's going to have another action now. And he's now initiative 17 again.
I am about to be very afraid.
Use the journal.
Use the journal.
Take me, not the journal.
Am I allowed to intercept?
He's coming at me, probably.
Okay.
Yes, he's approaching you. You see that there's renewed energy in his body, despite the fact that his leg looks pretty kind of messed up. But you can see that there's now essence channeling at the end of his fingertip, and there's wind building beneath his strike as he's moving it towards your body.
Okay.
What do you do?
I'm going to start channeling essence into my Twilight cast ability. It's a lot. It's like 10. It's like 10 motes. So I'm going to be like.
Scott.
It's like 10 motes, 1 willpower. So I'm like. Whatever the next step up is, I guess.
Okay, that's iconic.
It's a lot.
Okay, so there's like a beam of light just kind of shoots out of 5 paths as blue and white light and energy start to sort of circle and move across his body. It takes the form of text, runic text that can't be read. It's like runes and stuff. And as he just stands there, he invites Azure to come forward. I can take care of myself. I can. And just so you know, I still see still light. I will see him again. And no doubt we will meet again. But you will not destroy me this day.
Five paths ceases to exist.
What?
5 motes back? Or what?
5 paths ceases to exist.
There's empty space where 5 paths was.
Did you die?
5 paths ceases to exist. And the wolf turns and looks at where he once was as the anima just crackles out of existence. Huh.
What did you do?
Does
Speak
that mean
or
I can
will
have his
fucking
food?
make you speak.
Whoa.
I'm saying that not to the wolf.
Whoa!
So he does know. And I think we'll end the session here.
Oh.
Ah! What happened?
You just hitting yourself?
Yes!
Wow.
With jump cards.
Oh, wow. Yes.
I don't know what
That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
So remember, folks, there is a decision point, and it's up to you to decide
Well,
it.
I mean,
Throw your votes in now, or at least throw your suggestions in. The vote will happen in a moment. But while we're waiting for that, let's find out what Scott learned.
yeah, what did you learn?
5 paths is a lover, not a fighter. No, I like in more seriousness.
You almost won that second fight.
So in more seriousness, I feel like looking again at the skills that I have in terms of my martial art, like it's a real feast or famine kind of situation. You can get a grapple going. Baby, you got a grapple going.
It's all about the grapples
Yeah,
with
for
Mantis
Mantis
style. If you can't start a grapple, you're kind of fucked.
I can't really do it. But like parry is very high, so I could kind of just like defend myself while other people hopefully do the heavy lifting hay
Not
thing.
me.
So
Yeah.
I'm sorry, dude.
no, not at all. No, I was
Pellio?
tested.
Amir?
Pellio learned.
Your name isn't actually Pellio. It's actually Amir.
It is, yeah.
know. I
Although
remember
the lines are really starting to blur. Pellio learned God, he's just such a dick. He's
Oh, you know? Oh,
Yeah.
great. Okay, cool. Oh,
Oh my
that makes
god.
my life easy.
I know that Pellio is a dick. Does Pellio know Pellio is a dick? Yes, he does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does.
I
That's
don't
what
think
he
he's a dick, though. Well, yeah, he's kind of a dick.
He's a bit of an asshole. He's not, but he was riveted by the demonstration of just the artistry and the choreography of this thing. And then the fact that you fucking disappeared. It was kind of.
Oh, he didn't disappear. He ceased to exist.
Sorry, ceased to. Pardon me.
When I come back, I'm going to pull a rabbit out of a hat and just say, ta-da. It's going to be amazing.
Wonderful.
You're coming back.
Nyx has some pity for 5 paths now.
How many motes do you have?
Because she knows what, like, she kind of understands tough education. Not in the same way at all, but she kind of gets it, and now she feels kind of bad for him.
What was the word you used just before that?
Pity.
Pity?
Pity. Yeah, she has a bit of pity
Just
for
didn't
him.
hear it. Okay.
Yeah.
Jess?
Yeah, well, okay, so I mean, the first time he attacked, Azure attacked, and they started fighting and did some damage to my BFF, 5 pass. I wrote down minor intimacy towards Azure, the emotional equivalent of the fuck dude in all caps with several question marks, or
Okay.
like one question mark. I don't know what the emotional equivalent of that is yet. Fury?
We'll figure
Rage?
it out.
I'll figure it out.
But I think it might change depending on what his answer is at the beginning of next session.
Yes.
We do have a decision point vote in progress, and here are the nominees.
I love this.
Option 0, River Jade flexes, keeping Pellio away from his jade. Option 1, 5 Paths turns the tables, Azure turns them back, and then 5 Paths flares and disappears. And 2, Nyx and Pellio bicker over the loot repeatedly.
I know which one I'd vote
like
for.
Yeah.
Do our votes count?
But which will have the longest lasting
No.
ramifications, guys?
5 Paths ceasing to exist is going to have some long-lasting ramifications.
Kind of de-exalted, right? I don't know. I want to just say that in terms of the interplay between the 4 of us as well, like I feel like we really. You were saying at the beginning of the session, John, that we came together last session, which is true, or that we all accomplished the same goal, which we did. But I feel like in this session we really had it out a bit more in terms of, I think the real questions in our group, like who's in charge, if anybody, and what are we doing, and who gets to decide what we're doing and how, right? And this constant status interplay is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I like it.
I think we're gonna. I mean, you're using a very actor term, right? Of status, and who has the status, and who's exercising the status.
Yes,
I think it's time for us to figure out what the decision point of the game was, and it is 5 Paths turns the tables, and Azure turns them back, and then 5 Paths flares and disappears. I mean,
that was a crazy fight.
I'm going to point out that the book literally states that he ceases to exist.
Yeah.
Is this from a charm? I have so many questions, dog.
I might answer them off stream. The Discord channel has a spoilers ahead channel. I'm sure you can find us all on there at some point.
You can talk about it in there, because that Discord channel is the bomb. You want to tell us about that Discord channel?
It's hopping. So you can click the link, which will no doubt be posted in chat and is also down below in the channel panels. Discord allows you to talk about Cosplay Cave, Full Party, Depth of Field, and Friend Request, and it specifically has a spoilers channel, so you don't have to worry about spoiling the fun for anyone else. And it's a blast. It's an utter blast.
I wouldn't want to spoil some fun. I would like to, in fact, let you know about some extra fun. You're all going to get 5 experience for this session. I'm also kind of impressed at just how petty you guys can be, but yet also not when the stakes are high. We're starting to get the idea of some goals that we might want to reach for. So I'm going to give you each 1 solar experience for this session, except for one of you. A secret achievement has been unlocked.
Secret.
Flame on. The first character to hit bonfire, excluding the exaltation.
You used it for this. God damn it.
So Scott,
Thank you.
that's 2 solar experience for you today.
Thank you very much.
And I'm thrilled to see that. What I'm more thrilled about is that there's more Beanduck goodness coming up through the week.
Yes, indeed. We have Friend Request tomorrow at 6 p.m. with Annie Yao. They're finishing Castle Crashers.
Sandwich?
There will not be a Depth of Field this week because Eric is out of town. However, there will be a Cosplay Cave on Wednesday at 6:30. Special guest host Bandit Spurs, Chelsea, who you've seen host before. The guests are May Gwyn and Captain Izzy.
Captain Izzy. Every time.
You want to talk about the game? You head onto that Discord server. You want to see these characters' character sheets? You go onto that Discord server. You want to talk to them directly? Go onto that Discord server, or you can also check them out on Twitter. The information is right there below you. But I get to see them next week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Yeah, he's fucking gone.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that the same as de-exalting him though? Because I think we were like selling that for thousands of
Oh,
dollars.
right. 3 Exalted a guy.
Yeah, so I come back, but I'm just like a dude now.
So does that mean he starts at Essence 1? Or is he just mortal?
That would be the worst.
You know, I think I'm going to let players educate you about, or sorry, the audience educate you about this. You know, like
Okay.
that's more
Not
fun.
us. We know
Right.
nothing. Just know.